Did the button do something to you?
Maybe. You'll never know. I won't tell.
That's
The
not.
button called me fat one time.
I'd never tell.
I never tell.
Kind of fucked up. You just want me to hit the button. If you're not gonna tell me there's a problem with the button, we can ask the button to leave the group.
Can
What do you mean?
can you be kinder to the button? Like, you don't have to hit it, dude.
No.
Alright then.
No, just... Yeah, I feel like it's just you can be kinder.
I'll have to make sure sub with the leave the group button. Okay, that's fucked up. Button, don't listen to him. Me and Darren are the GMs. Till there's a complaint about Button, he stays.
Rocks fall, Button dies.
Oh, fuck. Hey everyone, what's up? It's session 75 of Echoes of the Forgotten. We are currently waiting on a Jeremy to come back after he gets some dinner. But other than that, everyone's here. Everyone's ready to go. We have some downtime that people want to do, so we should probably jump into it, because it could be 5 hours of talking.
Woo!
Alright, did we... not Jeremy. Not Jeremy. Darian. Not Darian.
Wow.
Me. Not Jesus. God. Darian, go.
Last time on Echoes, the Gatekeepers continued their assault on the Soul Forge. After having dealt with the first wave of foes, they had a few minutes of peace and used that to heal up a little. Now, open the casings of the W.F.T.A tech machine and begin messing with it. This led to an explosion in the control room as some individuals who snuck past were caught in the detonation, though they still managed to turn the device on, beginning the flow of new Warforged to the fray. Before the first could roll off the assembly line, though, more Warforged came dropping down the elevator shaft on chains and ropes. Half the party tried to fight them off, while the other half continued messing with the machine. As more and more threats continued to arrive, those trying to hold back the tide were beginning to become overwhelmed. All the while, Christine was struggling to control the ancient magic. With Sylvie and Akva trying to help any way they can, she finally managed to wrest control of that arcane power that was controlling the Warforged themselves. As she tried to decide what to do with it, the familiar presence of her grandmother seemed pleased when her thoughts turned to controlling the Warforged herself. As she moved to compel the machine so, divine energy flowed through Arkva into Christine, and gave her a brief vision of the twin gods, asking her to either free the Warforged or leave them as they are currently, as anything else would be far worse life for them. Whether it was thanks to their plea or to piss off her grandma, Christine chose to burn out the enchantment and give true free will to the Warforged. After that, the battle calmed down and everyone returned to the surface. With a sending to the captain to let them know the job was done, the group settled down to rest while the army moved in to seize control of the city. Food and drink were provided to everyone and anyone, emotional conversations were had, and some of their equipment was returned. Now they await the captain for their debrief, and the night continues.
Yeah, we're starting off with your... Did I give you the long rest?
I don't think they had. I don't think they'd slept yet. There was still the night we were talking.
Was it the night? I thought it was the next morning.
That could be the next morning. I don't think it really. No, because it doesn't really matter, honestly.
Because the guards did come through and all that.
Yeah, because I have my
haven't
key
come
point
yet
track.
because Tara went to get their stuff.
That was the same day. It was a whole thing.
I thought, yeah. So it was the arm wrestling was the same day, is what we're saying, right? Or was that the next morning?
That was the same day.
Same day, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we've just finished with Aquas and Zaz, or was it Aqua and...
I think it was Xavier.
Xavier. I was after Zaz.
Yeah. They've just had the arm wrestle match.
Hyper masculine.
Yes, we did. The Yowie happened. The old man Yowie happened. Anything else for the evening?
Where was it? Who was that? The people who followed last time?
Two hot guys kissing.
Hot guys kissing. Yeah, perfect.
That's so fun. Good times. Very good times.
Yeah, was there anything else for the night, or were we gonna move to the next morning?
I kinda did, but it requires Zaz, so for now I'm gonna shelf it.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. You can do that in the next day when Jeremy gets here for sure.
Yep.
Alright. If no one else has anything, I'll give you your long rest and proceed today. Rest.
Actually, we're proceeding through the night. The day comes next.
Alright, I'm gonna take back Kay's long rest and
That's fine, I used nothing.
Kill her. Straight up. Rocks
Okay,
falls.
cool. Alright, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go watch Arcade.
Heyo.
It is the 26th of... No. I
The
think
day
I
27?
No, I changed the day. I changed the day, but I didn't give them the long rest. It is the 25th of Senate. That's what's happening there. 6th day, of course. As morning awakes, what does everyone want to do?
Like Sylvie's just like waiting at the inn for the captain to be here. Like she's just sort of like milling about, kind of just probably just sitting at the bar. She probably ordered herself another drink.
Fair enough.
Just whatever.
Contemplating. I mean, have we been told directly that our stuff will come eventually?
You've had a little bit of stuff gathered. I think Terra was made aware that anything else that they'll find will be returned when they can, but
Yep.
at the moment,
When I got a sending, I don't know. I'm not sure if they said that they were going to bring the stuff back or not, but I know they said that they meet here next day.
I guess we're on waiting for the moment. I don't have any scenes until possibly later tonight or once we're about to leave this place.
okay.
Just seeing what happens throughout the day first before I decide when.
Yeah, so good.
I guess I'll spend the day seeing if they found even my gauntlets, I suppose.
How would you do that?
I am going to go and pester whoever's guarding the place.
Yeah, similar
Yes.
to
Yep.
how you walked up like terrorists did. They're like, no one can get into the castle. After you explain the situation, they're just like, if you have anything, we'll make the effort to give it to you, if we can find it.
Yep. Well, that solves my problem. Just gonna pull the mop out of the bag of holding and sweep mop the ground on the way back without any water.
Just mopping the street as you walk home.
Come back, mops brown, black.
Yes, I've had a mop in this bag of holding the whole time.
There's no bucket of water with it. Just made a dirty rag.
See, we could have made this better if I had one of two spells: Prestidigitation or Create Water. Have neither.
I'll be there soon. Okay.
Uh,
give me a little while.
Christine, Tara, Xavier, anything for this day? Is that a hands up or an acknowledgement that I said your name?
I assume that's a hands up.
Might be a wave, like, hello, how you doing?
Okay,
Oh.
acknowledgement of my name.
It's like, hi guys, how you doing?
Tara, that's me. Yeah, I'm Tara. What's up?
Unfortunately, I think some scenes are sort of just hinging on Zaz being.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
outside of that,
Mhm.
I would imagine for the rough time being, knowing that we were told by Sylvie basically just like we're on kind of wait.
Mhm.
The first day maybe not as much. It was more so just kind of like letting everything settle down from what ended up happening. But I imagine that with it being like the second day and we're still kind of waiting around, it's like that start to get like a bit sort of agitated, like just sort of moving around a little bit here and there, just wanting to, I guess, kind of leave the place, but not really being able to do anything about it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like she doesn't really have any particular things that she does to kind of like control that. She just kind of just moves around, mills and does something, and then eventually just finds something else to do that's like minor. Maybe just like stays on her own a little bit, maybe just like sort of like sits near a group of people talking, or just basically hopping from location to location but not really interacting.
Yeah. During the day of this inn, there is some business again. There are very much the people here to celebrate still, but it is fewer. There are less people in the inn than the previous night. It seems that like now that the main occupational force is gone, the blacksmith's probably still waiting to recover, but definitely the miners who have been waiting for weeks doing fuck all have gone off for the day to re-establish the mines as their own and set that up again. So while there is a couple miners left behind, probably because they're not actually like working today, a good majority of the people there that usually were are gone for the day.
Okay.
Did Eppis ever show up?
Yeah. I believe he did. If not, he
Yeah.
would. If we did not say it, he did show up last night.
But there was a point where when a bunch, because you were bringing people in off the street to eat food that you were making, eventually Epis arrived with a bunch of like women and children, and you guys found out that the smiths who were working in the mithril like smithy above the Soul Forge, their families were being held captive, and that's what Epis and the people went to go try and free.
Okay.
But yeah.
It was a very minor thing last night because there was a lot of conversation going on.
But he's not there currently. He's off with the remaining eyes of this place. Also starting up general eye work in the city once more, making sure that all the people are accounted for, the gavels. But you are able to get to him.
Okay. No, as long as I knew he was alive, that was like the important part.
But if Xavier, anything?
I was also gonna check up on Epis and the other guys and make sure they're okay and take their statements. Would they have them do the affidavit thing at their earliest convenience?
Yeah. Yeah, when you go to the precinct, you see that it's still shut down. It's just it looks like about 5 of the people there, including Epis, are sort of just looking over the situation, seeing what was taken, who was gone where. As soon as you enter, you're welcomed, and when you ask for them to do the affidavit, they're like, Epis is like, yeah, we'll get that to you in a couple hours. We just need to make sure everything here is fine.
Let's
Just stop by before you're going to leave, and they should be done by then.
Did you need any help? I've got time.
If you want to help us read over all this paperwork and check on the prisoners to make sure that everyone that we're looking for is here, then go ahead.
Sure. Quite. I'll get started then. I'll go and check on the prisoners.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're given some documents that are just basically like criminal reports that are half filled out because they probably did not want to do as much work as yesterday after gathering as many as they can. And as you go through, the pile is bigger than the amount of people that they've got in the cells. Whether that means that they've been deceased or not, because some of the paperwork isn't filled out, you're not sure. But they're either deceased or missing.
Can I make an investigation check to see if any of these papers have been like exaggerated? The sort of thing, like what I'm basically, if they've been awkwardly tampered with in such a way that the previous ones that I found were, like how we found.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to snoop
Feel
and
free.
find more information. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to cast Inquisitor's Eye and then choose to end the spell early to make it make the roll a 20, so 24.
Yeah, as you look through the documents, it doesn't look like there has been any tampering. They're just not filled out. These are like the gavels that the people are looking for. Like these are the gavels part of the force that have been captured. Mainly their name and probably X rank are written down. But like nothing else is written. They're just like, here's like a checklist of who the people we're missing are, who the gavels were in the city.
Okay.
At least the ones they are aware of.
Yeah.
And who they've managed to capture. He said, like, there's a few forms there of people who are either suspected of or believed to be Gavel's in cahoots, but they are not part of the group that is captured. They're either, fled somehow or they're dead.
Can I check on any of the other documentation in the?
What are you trying to look into?
Yeah.
Probably transfer records, because people came here from Absalom. If my understanding is correct, I want to see if that's also true here. Missing persons, that sort of stuff.
Do you mean like prisoners?
Yeah, prisoner transfers or stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's actually it's one thing Epis and them are already starting to organize as well, because of the fact it's something that you explained to them a while ago about how the Gavels would take people who weren't corrupt or who weren't like prisoners or like exaggerate stuff. They're organizing all the case files of people who were captured and sent elsewhere to try and see if like, hey, maybe these were forged to send innocent people away, or maybe these are actual criminals who like slipped away. But it's like it's a lot of documentation of like people who were captured, questioned, decided they were guilty, and then sent off to other cities for like punishment.
Plus, this could be like years amount of paperwork.
Yeah.
You don't know how long the Gavels have actually been in play doing this thing. So they're taking their time and beginning all that. Like notably, you point out like there was nothing about Epis like transferred here, even under a pseudonym as a prisoner. There's nothing regarding that.
Yeah, I think that'd be egregious if there was.
Or well, if there would, it would just be like elderly gnome, like crimes of corruption. Like, but there's nothing of that.
There's clearly a lot of work here for these guys.
Is there any would there be any correspondence outwards to like other apart from these like prisoner transfer records and that sort of stuff? Like memo.
Not that you can find notes of. Like I said, like the guys are going through a lot of the documentation here. Something like sending a letter outwards, there might have been records of that. If there are, if you're doing something illegal, Dimitri, why would you keep a record of you writing down something illegal you're doing if you know people are going to audit them, kind of thing? You can assume if there were letters that were going to be incriminating going outwards, there's probably either no trace of them, or they were destroyed before the eyes left this before the Gavels fled here when you guys were attacking.
Plus, the non-conventional messaging methods, other than like magic itself, was probably blocked off when the siege of the city happened. So there's a good several months of no communication coming in or out of the city.
Okay.
That's it? That's all you're doing?
Yeah, I'll do that, and see what information I can gather from prisoners, if that's possible. I don't want to take up too much time.
What information are you trying to specifically look for?
Basically, who is your superior? When and how did you become a Gavel? If they are in fact a Gavel, and what exactly have you done?
All right. If you want to roll any charisma check, I guess mainly persuasion or intimidation.
Persuasion's not as good. Intimidation is probably better. Alright, I'll do that.
As you sort of start barking these questions off, they seem non-respondent to any of it. They just sort of look you in the eyes.
You can tell a lot of them, like, they're in a bad situation. You've captured them. You've got these guys, quote unquote, dead to rights. But it seems, while you're questioning them, while a few of them are definitely concerned and appear like worried of what's going on, none of them say anything to you. None of them talk to you. No, like they're basically saying like the best defense they have now is to shut their mouths, and so none of them are talking.
You will. I'll give you this information. None of these men look squirrely. Like, as Darren said, some people are worried, but none of them are, like, looking for an out. You can probably gather that's something that they look for in a gavel.
Yeah.
Someone stubborn enough or steadfast enough to, like, resist this type of battering and questioning.
Okay.
What are you going for? Trying to get some information for the thing going on. But like, this is the eyes who are here are already beginning work on that, and it's not something that you can really do with an afternoon of work. This would take days of like questioning and organization and investigation, which unfortunately it's time you just don't have at the moment.
But yeah, you're initially going to everyone asking these 3 questions. None of them give anything.
Yeah. Alright. I'll make sure they're... I'll look at their condition. With these questions that I'm asking, is there any way to glean, based purely on reaction, any sort of superiority amongst these guys?
There's definitely, like, a commander, actually. Yes, there's definitely a commander. One of a higher station than the rest, but that's more just because you know there's probably 3 captains in this clinic and 2 of them are dead.
Yeah.
Like, when you question them, like, as in none of them are talking to you, so it's hard to glean like their, current state. But you can definitely tell a few of them, even through just like the way they look at you. They all, it's almost like they're looking down on you in the situation, despite being captured.
Okay. They're just spitting in my face.
Yeah, as if they know something that you don't.
Yeah.
But you're not sure what that could be, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So you spend a good part of today attempting to interrogate and organize and help out the eyes who are still faithful, in any way you can, essentially. Yeah.
As your day goes through that, Sylvie, probably around maybe 3 p.m. You notice one of the guards that are guarding the Amarasian soldiers have entered the inn, seem to have talked to the barkeep, and then headed off. To which she very quickly afterwards comes to you with a glass of wine and a note.
She sort of like, she watches them come in. She's done a lot of this stuff before. Like, she keeps eyes on them, but she isn't going to like approach someone until they approach her. And when she sees that they go again, and then she can probably pick up from cues that the note is something she's not supposed to be like, oh, let me have a look at that. So she just nods and is like, does the usual nod, sort of like thank you for the drink sort of thing, and then sort of discreetly opens the note, maybe even just drinks the drink and then goes and takes the note somewhere else and opens it.
It's a very quick note. It just says, it's lettered from Aramis. Captain Aramis is like, I'm sorry for this, but there has been a situation up in the castle. I will be unable to go to you. However, I've given leeway at the entrance around 6 p.m. tonight. You and your group can slip through the front entrance and meet me in the castle in the basement. In the stockades.
Cool. So, roughly, you said 3 p.m.
Yep.
She got that. So, from getting that, she pockets the note and, tries to round up as much of the group as she can. I'm assuming, at some point, Xavier is out for the most part of today, but I don't know if he's back by that time or not.
Probably done by about 5.
Yeah, given that you're spending the entire day there, it's a lot of work at the
Because it's
thing.
9 to 5.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like she'd let as many people know, and she'd sort of do it as like, this is what's happening basically. She seems kind of nonplussed by this. It's just like things go wrong, whatever. Like as long as we get all our stuff back, sort of thing. But yeah, she's willing to wait around until that time and go in at 6. I don't know how the rest of the party feels about that.
I still all somewhat in that idea of wanting to be in a rush, like, is at least, I guess, like, happy-ish, just knowing that there's, like, something and when, instead of just waiting. So, while it still kind of leaves her on that, like, little bit of just wanting to go, it kind of just, eases her a little bit, I imagine. Yeah, she doesn't say too much though, but I think she just like nod mostly and just say like if you asked her, the girl's like, yeah, she'll go. Like that's really about it.
Yeah. But yeah. Hold on to that knowledge and like basically prepare to leave it around that time to reach the place at 6.
Yeah, for all the sake of purposes, we can time skip to then. We'll assume Zaz is coming along, just in case he wants to be. If he doesn't want to be, then he can also just not be there.
Just peace out.
But we'll assume that he's going with the everyone but Xavier at the moment.
Yeah, until he just does the peace sign and fades.
I mean, how long does it take us to get to the castle from the inn? Would it take a whole hour?
It wouldn't take a whole hour, but like as the time
30, 40.
As the time is approaching, before you're going to leave, Xavier is still not back.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was going to get back at 5, but...
No, that's when he's leaving the eyes place.
Oh,
And leave
okay.
the eyes, yeah.
No. We might just miss him then. That's
Such a shame.
Yeah, there's probably a thing where you guys are all like, all right, we've got to go now. It's too late. You all leave. Like the camera just like stays on the inn as you all walk off, like stage right. And then there's about a 5 or 6 beats that pass, and then he walks in stage left.
Man, if only we had a way to contact people.
I think
Such a shame.
I think if we were to leave like that, I think she would let the barkeep or the innkeeper know. She wouldn't tell them where they're going because I don't know, like they probably don't. She'd probably just be like, if my friend gets back, like, could you please let him know that we've just stepped out for a while? We'll be returning soon, just so he knows nothing terrible's happened.
Yeah.
I'm happy at around like 5:30 to actually sending done. Like,
Oh, okay.
No, yeah,
You've got sending. Never mind.
I do have sending. Like you can still do that. She doesn't like notify. She's done it before, but she doesn't notify people she has it apparently. So like
Okay.
I'll like 5:30. I don't know, like he's still don't like see him yet. Like 5 whatever before we leave. I'll probably like send a sending, just being like, I don't know the exact number of words because my brain's not there today, but it's basically along the lines of we might have permission to enter the castle, meet here at 6. Like meet at the castle at 6. Wait for us.
Your response, Xavier?
I'm a little bit caught up at the moment. It's probably best if you catch up. Catch me up later.
Before the line ends, a mental thumbs up.
You turn a thumbs up the camera that no one else can see.
Yeah.
He responds with K. Leaves it at that.
Full stop.
Okay.
What does this mean? What does this mean?
07.
Is it a Pokemon or?
But yeah, as you all sort of meet out front of the castle about 5 minutes before 6, you all see as a shift in guard is happening as you approach, where just the guys at the front are switching out with some guys that have been resting, At which point, as soon as those guards who were initially there have left, they all step forward except 2 of them, and they seem to be walking past, heading to the inn.
Yeah, it's like you guys arrive 5 minutes before the shift change. Then there's a shift change in front of you, and the other guy's like, "Well, we've been on a long time. We better take a break." And they just casually leave the front entrance open, despite seeing you all there, clearly letting you all. Clearly, the sign you can all enter.
Hold on, the thing, right? Something's suspicious here.
This is
I really hope those guys remember to lock that door.
We don't just walk into places.
Wait, do you
That's
fellas
never
want stew?
He didn't say anything about being like. You just said meet me inside. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she'll probably take like an air of sneakiness about it, but she's not gonna like.
Is the door open?
she's-
Yeah, no, it's literally like you guys are approaching the front of the castle where like there's normally guards there. The guards walk up, take their stations, and as they see you approach, they all conveniently go and take a break and like leave the door open. Like,
Oh well, it's time for a
That's the
break.
whole
No,
thing.
we've been here forever.
exactly, they're all like they literally just, like they see you and they all go, "Oh, time for a break," then and just move away. So it's like there's an open door with no one watching it.
I'll just walk in then.
Yeah, Sylvie would just walk in. I think like she would be not being loud by any, but like she wouldn't be like sneaking around or anything. But I'll probably roll a perception so like to keep an eye. Like if like it sounds like there's like a ton of people moving around, then she might avoid areas that seem to be really busy if there's anyone around.
There's a decent. Oh, go on there.
There's decent people, there's a sound of a decent number of people around, but it's like as you enter the main area, like the main court that you enter into, there's like a side door that's been left like partially open, clearly, like it's a little block that you can open. And as you move towards it, yeah, like you guys start moving that way, and it's like you go into a hallway, and there's like no one in the hallway. You hear people in surrounding hallways, but it's almost like, Captain Aramis prepared this stuff, prepared it so you guys could come in here, and civilians aren't meant to be in here. So it's just like the path to get there is conveniently devoid of people.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the path that has no people is like funneling us basically.
Yeah,
towards
exactly.
it.
Yeah, she just like walks straight down there, like no hassle.
Yeah. Eventually, you follow you follow a staircase down that leads into the stockades of the castle, which is also currently emptied. As you sort of meet in this room that's full of jail cells, you see that Aramis is there. There are a couple other people there as well, probably people in the know, as they have been waiting for you. There seems to be a table has been moved down here, so he can do paperwork at least while he's here.
So have they seen / heard us enter?
Yeah.
I
This is
was
Captain
unsheathing
Aramis
my
plus a
mop.
few other people.
I'm unsheathing the mop.
Okay.
You take out
Sylvie,
the
like,
disturbingly
approaches-
dirty mop. Yep, your approach.
Sylvie approaches the table, like sort of like, does he look up at all? Like, or is he still like deeply engrossed in paperwork? Or
He spends a good 2 seconds like finishing reading and then signing a document, and then looks at the group of you.
yeah, as soon as he like looks up, she gives a like not a super polite nod, but like the respectful nod, and then just waits for him to.
It's good to see you, Agent Sophie. Gatekeepers.
Good to see you as well.
Where?
You've done more than we could have asked for, and we thank you for that. Of course, your reward will be insinuated by the man higher up to his friend in the capital. And we have found some of your things, as the guys from behind him like bring over a box of everything that's in your inventory. Both of you is there now. Everything that's in your inventory proper is in your sheet. I think.
Is the moon sword there?
No.
No.
God damn it.
Also, you may also notice a few potions are also missing.
Didn't have
There are a handful of items that are not returned.
gloves of swimming, I assume. So I did have those in my inventory still. Okay.
Basically, we already went through and removed the items that are not back.
Oh, that it was used that removed that. I thought I deleted it by accident.
No, we deleted items that were taken, that were disappeared.
Well, thank you
By
for
magic.
gaslighting me. I genuinely thought I deleted it by
Yeah,
accident. at one
everything
point.
in your inventory is there right now. Nothing else.
Exactly, everything in the inventory is there.
That's some
Well-
gaslighting.
No, thank you. I actually feel better knowing that it wasn't me doing it stupid.
In addition, we did find some 1600 gold pieces that were unclaimed by anyone.
Fuck yeah.
As the other guard brings out another small crate full of gold coins.
Yeah.
At least I figured that some monetary value should be associated with what you've done here. Though I do believe what you've asked for is reward enough. But this is from us.
Oh, generous.
We're very appreciative. This will come in quite handy for the road ahead, I imagine, for most of you. Looks to the group.
Well, it'll depend where we go, but sure.
Permission to do something stupid.
Granted.
Good.
I'm going to give myself disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
So you know boom mics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and put the mop on his head like a boom, like the boom mic as a wig.
Okay. You put the
Why?
dirty mop that's got dirt and mud on it on top of your head.
I'm trying to do it stealthily.
On top of your own head?
No, on his.
On Aramis's
Yeah.
head.
Like a boom mic, just sort of.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like he's
Sorry,
talking
dude.
about like this extra like monetary benefit from the city that he's giving you guys as paying for what you've done, and like this boom mic the mop just slowly ekes into frame as you're doing this, and mid sentence he just puts a hand up and like, oh, here you go.
I was gonna say, can I try and dodge? Can I try and like bat it away if I see it happen?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it happen. So instead of this guy blocking it, it's like the guy's talking, it slowly ekes in, and then you just see Sylvie's hand come up and like pull it away.
It's like a sudden like. I guess it's kind of almost like an unarmed punch. Like she just kind of like chops it out of the way. And it's like she does it in the most cool, collected like no.
Yeah, like,
Doesn't
you don't
say
even,
anything.
yeah, you don't even turn
She
your head,
barely
you don't
winks.
acknowledge it, you just whack it, yeah.
You have returned a beautiful item to me.
I can. Sort of just continues without noticing any of it, or he definitely did, but he's just ignoring it.
Yeah, choosing to not acknowledge what happened.
It's the easiest way around
If
it.
there's any other questions or requests that you want to make of us while we have the time now, feel free to do so.
With that, Sylvia would kind of be like, well, I'm perfectly happy. I will leave this to the rest of you. And she sort of moves back and as like the, this was just my job. Like, you guys are the
Yeah.
ones who are getting the reward.
What city
No,
do you
take
need
all the
blown up
credit.
next?
Oh, okay.
What did you say, sorry?
What city do you need blown up next?
Hopefully none. But if there is something that requires your skills, we'll send another agent, perhaps Sylvie once more, to request you once again, as far as I know.
Actually, I do have one serious question.
Mm.
Did you catch the asshole that was running this place?
Oh.
Well,
One of the other people there is like, oh, you mean the man masquerading as the governor?
Yes.
Actually, yes, we do. If you want to come have a look, as like they lead you over to one of the cells. This is down the stockade, and they open up, and you see a man who can you roll me a insight check, Akfa, and Terra if you want.
Oh, not me, boo.
No, well you didn't meet him.
Yeah, I know.
And sincerity, Terra can also roll. Double 9, 17. Akfa, you see this man. He looks almost exactly like he looks exactly like the man you guys met. Same expression, same. He's like standing there in the corner, like kind of just like standing there. Like he's in a cell. There's not much you can do. And as you watch over him, he like turns, acknowledges you all, and then turns to like look away. To you, it seems normal. Terra, you actually notice that despite this man looking exactly like the previous guy you met, looking like Fennel, he doesn't seem to have the same, like, he doesn't move the same way. He doesn't, like, act the same way. It's there's something wrong about him.
Yeah, the minor mannerisms that you noticed before are not repeating themselves.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, bringing attention to this person as well. Like, Christy will, like, walk up, have a look. It's like, so it's this one. This is the one that has been causing a lot of problems for a long time.
From what we know, this is the man who began the situation in Illowell that then bled down to here. From evidence we found, he was directly responsible for organizing the assassination of the previous governor of Samaria, and setting himself up in his place.
Fond memories.
And now he is here, and he'll be here until we figure out what we're going to do with him.
No
Thought it'd be
talking.
bigger.
So was that?
No talking. Nothing. He's nothing.
He hasn't said a word yet. Ever since when we came in, he didn't even try to put up a fight. It was like once the army moved in, he knew there was no escape, I assume, so he came quietly, we locked him in a cell, and he has not said anything or talked to anyone since.
So
Oh,
you
that
guys
doesn't sound
didn't,
right.
like, kick him a bunch or anything? Because he's not acting like he did before.
No. The only weird thing was when we went to his room where he was in his own private quarters when we found him, there was just, I assume in a fit of rage, he smashed a standing mirror they had in the corner.
Mirror?
Yeah.
Can I
Dude,
go
we
see
do
that?
this?
It would be difficult to get you up there at the moment, but if you would like,
Does
we can try to
invisibility
organize. The dude looks at Aramis like that could probably work. Are you okay with this?
What was it that you could what? What was
If she
your-
wants to go up to
no,
Fennel's
no.
private quarters to look at the broken mirror.
Likewise.
What did Tara just? What did Christine just say? Like, there's a response of it might be difficult. I didn't hear that part.
Does invisibility work?
Oh yeah, there's a. Yeah.
You okay with this? Like, you could, yeah.
If you're willing to follow one of my men and listen to him, I do not see why not. Though I think only the one of you should go. Despite invisibility, having more than one person can bring an extra noise.
Then I would like to go if that's alright. I've seen people walk through paintings and I've seen images in mirrors. I don't trust anything. Especially if it might have been shattered outwards.
If someone was going to go to check something Arcana related, I think that he would be the right guest for the job.
Though make sure he's still staying there, because I might still want to hit him after everything.
Right?
Something doesn't add up.
The second guard walks towards you, Christine. Whenever you want to go, you can.
I am ready to go. Just for me, invisibility, I imagine, so it's the second level.
Yep. So you, yeah.
I was gonna say as well, like, with my experiences working in sort of with basically either dealing with people who are running stupid things or like just like a level of knowledge of like how people doing this kind of stuff tend to act when they get caught. Like usually they've got escape plans and shit like that. Could I roll like an insight on this guy? Just
Yeah, you could
Or-
roll an
or roll
insight trying
something.
to see if he's like if there's something deeper than this. Yeah, you could roll an insight if you want.
If you want to follow
Tara,
up
you could
through-
roll an investigation if you want.
Yeah.
can I choose?
I feel like for your situation, insight's probably the best bet of like knowing if you're trying to read this guy to see if he might have any extra plans.
Yeah, I want to roll insight because insight's a
Yeah.
plus 10, whereas
yeah.
investigation's a
We'll,
plus 4.
we'll talk
All
about
right,
that.
investigation was for Tara.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. I'll say quickly, Tara, you look at him to try and figure out, like, you know, double check to make sure this guy might be a changeling or something. From what you check, and, like, the things you glance at him, you know, a copy of someone has always got, like, there's never perfect, it's always incredibly close and exact. From what you can tell, though, he's just a human. Like, there's no tells that you can find that would be, like, he's someone else wearing a human body right now.
There isn't any, like, as you're also looking, there isn't even any, like, You can tell that this man isn't like surgically made to look like Fanul in any other way. It just this is a guy. There's
This is a dude.
there's no scars that you can see that would have like been to do something like that. It's just a guy.
And Sylvie, with a 27, you're incredibly good at reading people. This person is clearly putting on the airs of like not concerned, which is something something you look for, because you know if they're not concerned, maybe it's because they have an out, maybe it's because they have something else. As you keep observing him, how he's acting, how he moves around a bit, you get the feeling he isn't putting on the airs of not concerned. It's just that this man is very like nonplussed at his current situation. Like he doesn't seem to care at all about what's going on.
Like how, like as in he's got. He doesn't like. Does he have anything at all? Like is he just kind of standing there with like
It's
an
like-
empty look, or is he?
There's like a minor like smugness in him, but nothing.
That's it.
That's it. Like nonplussed, doesn't really care. Like this is a I'll get out of this eventually situation.
So
Probably, like it could even be less than that. It's like not even just I can get out of this eventually. The minor smug is the only thing emotionally you can read about this man. There
would you
isn't
say it's
anything deeper.
almost like like a reflection of someone, like a single like sort of shot reflection. So like maybe it's I don't know. This is like this is something
Without
she has
knowing,
no idea.
without knowing the normal Fanul, he wouldn't be able to like make that connection.
Okay. Like he could just be like weird like that.
Yeah,
I'm saying she's getting some like sort of
There's
just
kind of a
this
weird vibe.
doesn't seem quite right.
yeah. Like even a person who's in this situation, there's always deeper levels of like, all right, you know, they've got some smugness, but there's clearly some nerve here. There's some of this, that. There's nothing else. It's like there is nothing else deeper than that. That level.
Weird.
Okay. And okay, yeah, no, she's sort of just like this. Just doesn't. Something just doesn't add up. I just can't put my finger on it. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that we should do that.
I'm
That's
not
just-
going to hit him. Just open it.
Well, that's not up to me.
Yeah, like you say, you're not going to hit him.
Not going to hit him. No.
Yeah. And the rest like weighs one of the odds if like they said, while they have time, if you want to check it out, like they don't have a problem with it. One of them goes, grabs the key from another room, comes in and opens the door.
I'm going to step in there, right up to the guy. While I'm not going to hit him, I never said nothing about touching. God
Nice.
I'm going to sort of like grab his jaw, if that makes sense, and make him look me directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. It's like,
I want you to tell me, have we met?
He looks at you and doesn't say anything, but there's just a slight smirk around like where you're holding the side of his mouth.
I'm going to start squeezing tighter.
There's clearly a grimace of pain as you sort of like grip in, but he doesn't say anything.
yeah, the smile doesn't like it wavers, but it's still present.
It's not the smile I'm interested in. It's his eyes.
They look the same. The smile is reaching his eyes.
Yeah, I'd like turn to the other, like the people that are there, and just be like, he looks just like him, they say. My friends did see him. He looks like him. It just doesn't seem to be like a,
Like a person.
just something doesn't make sense. You
Hmm.
know, I'm sure you
Good
all.
to note. He like grabs a fresh paper.
Is Tara
That
actually
is
kicking him?
odd.
Yeah, Tara, do you
I'm
actually
not
go in and give this guy a kick? Okay, cool. Keep going, Tez.
Well,
I'm not going to pretend I know anything about these kind of arcane things in the world, as much as any others, but there are weird things out there, and we did see a mirror in the room with the Soul Forge. It was smashed by Christine, none other. Fear of mirrors, I feel, but
Ow.
it's
Interesting. Like makes a note. He sort of looks at, I guess Sylvie, If-Terra and John Arkvara with the Fennel. It's really just you there to talk to. Inazaz probably in the background, loafing around. It's just like the situation with the eyes. I've heard that there was something in this city. Can you elaborate?
well, eyes is a whole other situation than it seems. The gatekeepers, as they call themselves, seem to get. We've all heard of this, basically. They got themselves into a little bit of trouble with them. It seems there is another section of the eyes that's working more or less against the will of Tabris in a way. They are being the executioner as well. Unfortunately, Xavier's not here. He probably knows a little bit more about this. I did take some notes from him. Happy to pass them on to you.
That would be helpful. There was some established in the precinct when we moved in. Are we all aware of their allegiance to this potential offshoot?
Gavels, as they call them, apparently.
Gavels. If we want to get someone in to do a zone of truth, we may have to operate within the city. If they can't be trusted, I'll get this man to tell Narus for it to be performed.
In the mines, if they were keeping all the slaves there, they were able to find one of the original Eyes trainers, Epis. I believe his name was. He was freed and he's currently in the city now.
Okay. Well, if we can find him, that would be good.
I can definitely pass that information on. He, again, probably knows a little bit more, but basically what happened in the tower is we went there, things got a bit messy. I think a few decisions made.
As you say that, there's a pause.
Yes, basically. And a few Gavels were basically attacked, and there was some defense, and then you were probably... That is actually something I wouldn't mind asking. Did you also experience a strange disturbance in the weave? This many days ago, I say, because I can't remember how many days ago it was.
Would have been
3 or 4?
3.
3 and 4.
Around the same time that this was happening, let's just say spells went a bit wonky.
There
Not
was...
really sure what that's all about.
There did seem to be something going on with our magicians, but after a minute or so it seemed to resolve itself.
Interesting.
He sort of turns back around, is like, I know that he'd probably have done something to the two of you, but can we not have him hurt?
Oh, it's nothing. I don't think he's my guy.
So you kick him, Terra. He winces in pain and grunts, but that still slightly smug smile very quickly returns to the face. And he says nothing. His mouth is still not clamped shut, but the most he's doing is smiling at you.
Yeah, very closed lips. Like, I know something you don't know.
Kind of look, yeah.
I like that.
I mean, yeah, he has hair.
By the way, if Terra did follow along with that, is his elbow the wrong way around now?
If your goal is to break his elbow, between Terra and Akfa, it's broken. The man's is barely putting up a resistance.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think
Okay.
at the
How
point
can I
where
stop
she
you? A
is...
10.
Well, that's fine then.
I think
After...
at the point where Tara's going to try and light Tara on fire, Sylvie would intervene by being like, Agfa, I think that might be enough. Tara, could you please be don't burn the man. He's evidence.
Like, the moment that, like, she's been kicked, the guards have immediately stepped in to put him back in the cell and push the two of you out.
Trust me, I'm sure there'll be worse things that'll happen to him. Whatever it is, I don't know.
You're wasting your time, I think.
I'm with you, Agfa. Something's just not right.
Eyes are something I can trust. It's hard to evade one's soul behind them. I don't think you have Fennel.
Well, that
Not-
would be for
not the one I met.
the interrogators, because all we have is this man. And it's not going to be a waste of time, because that's all the time we have.
And I suppose we better consider getting on the road soon.
On that note, if you have no other queries, sort of gives a pause. Do stay for an extra day. There is a vessel heading to Telnorus that will be arriving back on the first day, in the morning. So if you wish for a quick travel, we will be having that vessel operating in the morning of the first day.
I'll discuss it with the others. I want my cart back, so... Well, assuming it's in one piece.
Your cart should be fine. We've had that looked after. If you make your way to Telnorus, we can have that travel there for you with some reliable transport here.
Also, you did mention before, Agfa, there was something that you would like to do. I don't know what that was, but do you think that on our journey back, if we were to go off-road a little bit, do you think they would mind very much? Or are they expecting us?
Kynan would like to see you all next time you're in the city. Other than that, that's all I've gotten back from him.
Why is it always the K names?
Sorry.
But yes, I just do remember you mentioning that there was something that you had planned to do, or that you wanted to do.
It would be a bit of a detour, that can wait.
It's entirely up to you. But yes, I feel like the cart is probably paramount in getting that back. As much as it'd be nice to get there sooner. I'm happy to go by road.
If you guys wish to go by road or go by boat, feel free, but please stay for at least tomorrow. Head off on Monday. Head off on Thursday. If there's anything else we need after that, we can contact you. But as long as you're in the city, we can have one more day with you here to answer any questions that we come across.
If Christine doesn't
Understandable.
come back normal, I will march in here myself. I'm gonna walk out.
Okay. As yeah.
You wait for Christine to come back.
When you wait for a moment, and one of the guards who's with him, who's with Aramis, is like, if you wanted to head out sooner rather than later, a group of your size is difficult to move unseen through the castle. We can only keep these hallways empty so long. A single individual, though, we can move easily. So if she does take a bit longer, we can get her out of the castle without a problem.
Well, on that note, I guess we better move out whilst you still have the holds free. Thank you for all your efforts.
Thank you
And-
instead. You've all done some serious good.
All in a day's work. Well, you know where to find us.
Did you
And,
want me to chuck the chest of thingy in the bag of holding for now?
All the coins in. We'll play them later.
It's up to you if you guys want to split the money before or after. It's just 1600
Was it
JP.
1600? Yeah, okay.
As they are having this conversation, we cut to Christine being led by a guard who's taking you up the quickest path to the governor's chambers.
Imagine like throughout the walk up, because she left early-ish in that whole thing,
Yeah.
like only getting like the briefest suspicion. She's not in her mindset. She's not like, this is like something's weird. This isn't right. Like it's more so, what could this like fucker have been doing? Like I've seen people and like other stuff move through like place fixtures in the walls, like stuff like mirrors. If the one suspicious thing to note is a mirror, I want to fucking check that.
Yeah, very fair. Well, the guy moves up to this. It doesn't take very long to get up to the room where Kaina was staying. He was staying in the governor's quarters himself, which is like the refurbished, essentially old king's quarters from when there used to be a king of Sonaris.
Yep.
And when you go in there, like this is a very, very fancy living area. Like there's an entrance where like sitting waiting room for them. Then there's like a separate like private bathing area. There's a bedroom. There's a whole. It's a full on like royal quarters. But it is pretty turned down when you get in there. They've clearly been searching it.
For what? For what?
No, bad. Disadvantage.
Cool, I'll press that.
Yeah, it is. It's been clearly like tossed as like clothes are strewn across the floor where like the wardrobes have been like basically dumped out. Anything and everything has been tossed. The only real two things of note when looking into the room is like the one standing mirror that is in the corner of the bedroom has been shattered. Like the frame is still there, but all of the mirror glass is just like smashed in on the ground around it. And yeah, there's like a couple shards of glass still in the mirror, but like the glass is made. It's like most of the glass is just in broken pieces on the ground at this point.
Yep. Okay.
And the like a now cold fire. You can tell like a burnt out fire is still sitting in the fireplace in the previous waiting room, where you can see, and the guard points out to you, traces of like ashes from clearly burnt like reports and scrolls and whatnot.
I see. Yeah, she sort of will take all that in, like especially when they sort of led to where there might have been like burnt scrolls and stuff. Like she probably has a quick peek just to like see if there's like anything that might have been missed in that sort of, like that maybe just didn't get to burning as like the fire went out.
Yeah, as you go
imagine
have a look
there's
at
probably
it.
not much.
As you go look at the guard, is like, unfortunately, he had quite a bit of time to destroy whatever it is he was destroying here. The most scraps we've managed to get our hands on out of there are just a few scattered letters and a few lines. It's impossible to make out what they were for.
Direction of where the letters go to, or nothing along those lines?
No, he actually shows you like they have them in a nearby like a nearby area. You're still invisible, and he's just like, but he's just responding to like where you move around and whatnot.
Yeah.
The other have like all the scraps laid out on like a table for a clear examination, and it's just literally like the corner of a letter that has like a corner of like a note that has like 3 letters still standing, or like a section of paper that has a few lines of like something that's drawn, but that's all they have. It's nothing.
And then
The guy
I
had
connect
clearly
them
had
together because it was the wrong way around.
no, it's there's like you can tell from how destroyed these are. Fennel clearly had a long time to make sure the things were broken down, so that he had the time to destroy any evidence he was clearly trying to destroy.
I see. I guess at that, like, kind of coming to the idea that he obviously had time. Like, there's gonna be like furrow in this thrown through, so there's no point trying to find any small details. I want to like mainly go to that mirror, and my first thought is how this thing shattered. Like the glass is like spread out, like outwards. Does it just fall into the ground? That's like the first sort of note in my mind.
Checking it, it's not like blasted outwards or anything. It appears to have been like collapsed down, like something more like someone hit the mirror and it broke like down around the area.
Okay. And then I want to try to see if I can find any runes on the mirror, like the frame or anything like that.
Make an Arcana check.
I will.
Are you just examining it yourself, or do you have any magical way of examining it?
Sadly, I don't have a magical way to examine it at the moment, but I theoretically could if they gave me a long rest, but as of current, no.
I will make an Arcana check then.
Just double checking. Nope, 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 nope,
Who
and
gets rid of detect magic?
I can. If I was a wizard, I'd have ritual spells. I am not a
Certainly.
wizard.
Hey, there's feats for that.
No, that doesn't help me. Yes, I'll just make an Arcana check. I will. Don't think I can do that. I'll wait to see my roll.
Hmm?
I'll wait to see my roll. I pressed the dis button earlier
Why do you press the dis button?
because you told me to press dis.
Being stupid.
It still would
anyway,
have been
let's see.
6.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use my tide sense. That would be an 8.
Yep. So you examine the mirror, because mirrors and you have a personal relationship. They're not being the greatest personal
Yeah.
relationship.
Situation.
Yeah. From what you can tell, looking over the mirror, it's for all intents and purposes just a standing mirror. If there were arcane sigils, they're either very well hidden,
Or faded.
like something you can only hear, yeah, or maybe it was on the glass itself that's been broken. It's something that is just nothing you can detect. This isn't like, oh, it's 100% definitely not a magic mirror. This
It's
is more
just,
you don't know if it's not magic or not.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those moments where, like, because it's just me and the guard in the room, right?
Yep, the area is
Yeah.
empty. Like, it's only the two of you in here.
Imagine the invisibility kind of just like sort of fades for a moment, and it's just that kind of like moving it around, like looking it around, trying to like find the small details, and then it's just that moment of almost, I guess, like looking more at the glass itself. Just while she's not getting information, she's just trying like anything, like racking around her head. And she probably will turn back. Like, the annoying part is I didn't really prepare for an investigation. Do you think it's quite possible for me to come back here before leaving again tomorrow? Even if it's just myself?
The guy shrugs. If it's just yourself, I'm sure we can organize something. This room isn't exactly going to be isn't exactly going to be open to any stranger person walking in. But if you let us know when you're on the way back, I'm sure Captain Aramis can organize something.
Well, I might need to then, because I don't know, something about what was there didn't seem quite right to me. I mean, I still want to punch that guy, but why specifically be fine with everything? Surely he'd be frightened of the people who at least did what we did. So that's why I'm thinking maybe something went through somewhere. And if a mirror stands out to the captain, then maybe he sent something through here. Though at the time I have nothing to, well, detect with it. So I'd have to come back tomorrow, I guess. And then, yeah, like the sort of veil of invisibility just comes back up. Imagine I didn't lose concentration, but just like sort of let it go for a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and the dude's just like, yeah, okay. If this is, there's nothing else you want to see here, I can take you back down, or if they're not in the area, I can lead you out front and you can wait for them in front of the castle.
How long would it take to get here and just look around?
It's only taken you guys like 2 minutes or whatnot, 2-3 minutes to actually go up to the room. We took the most direct route.
Yeah.
But going through the fireplace and going through all the notes and whatnot, it's been about 15-20 minutes of poking in through all the stuff that's been in here.
I want to try just another, like, brief look around the room. Mainly trying to note of any maybe ways that could have been used as escape via arcane means.
Yeah.
Or like any sort of, yeah, she's just that so skeptical. Like something here leads to somewhere else, and I think it's ever since she saw Azora like do it for paintings. It's like there could be anything. Like just never know. If that can be another check on something.
Yeah, no, yeah, investigation.
Yep.
That is clearly what you're doing. You are investigating.
I think I am.
16. Let me check my notes.
Was would have 100% tied to the first one, but then I rolled an 8. I was like, no, I'll save it for later.
So poking through the area, you don't find any arcane means of transit,
Mm-hmm.
and from what you can tell, like there's no way someone could teleport it out of it. There's no arcane, so there's no teleportation circle. At least no permanent one that would have been here. If there was one, it would be something temporary. But you do find. I'm trying to find if we wrote it down.
That's actually a good question. Do you see faded glyphs for teleportation circle?
I feel like
It depends on what
depends
it
on
was
the
cast.
yeah, or like the kind. Like if you draw it with
Yeah.
chalk, then like the chalk would still be there. If you made like if you did it with some other means, it might be burned into the ground. But over time, even the
Yeah, of
like
course.
leftover magic would fade.
Hear me out, lemon juice.
Ooh.
I'll say with a 16, poking around this room, despite not finding any like arcane means of egress, you do manage to find a false wall in the back of the walk-in wardrobe area. That opens up into like a little like passage that leads in the walls of the castle itself.
I sort of like spend a bit of time rummaging around. I imagine I'd do it mostly invisible, just so like I just don't have that look of someone just constantly watching over me, mainly. And then as like the wall sort of like comes like undone and is like pushed apart, like the sort of veil like fades away again. As like she pushes it open, I imagine it's like some kind of like movement of creek or stone, whatever. It sort of points out to the guys like, "Well, I found this. You guys know about this?"
We assumed there was probably some means of egress out of this room. Most old castles such as this had bolt holes, if none, for the king in case of a bad situation. They could get out of the castle to safety nearby. Given it was shut when we got in here, and well, the false governor was just standing around as if waiting for us, we assumed he was not aware of its location. Now that you found it, we don't have to look for it because we were going to search for it soon.
I'm wondering if since there was a way out, someone might have gone out.
Yes, given this is now here, I will let Aramis know, and we'll look into this immediately. If someone's gotten a head start on us, best to close that as soon as possible.
It'd be too much to ask just for a quick check, would it?
Feel free. You've got a little bit more time, I believe, before your invisibility is going to expire.
Oh, please,
Yeah,
I have hours.
He's like, waves, like, go ahead, yeah.
I'll follow it through, see where.
Yeah, you poke your head in, and it leads like a short distance through the walls. There's like a staircase that very sharply goes down. As this is on like several stories up in the air, you can tell it goes down towards the ground level.
Yep.
There are no windows, but it goes down probably further than the ground level, maybe leading into underground tunnels, of which it seems to only lead in one direction. But it goes on for a long distance, even with your dark vision. Like it goes on past the edge of your dark vision. How long do you want to follow these tunnels for?
I think at this point, I would probably imagine I'm getting close to the end of the hour anyway. And since I'm in a tunnel that they haven't found themselves, I'm probably going to just pick up a little pebble maybe on the floor and just cast light. And just start tossing it just to see how I can go, and just like pick it up, toss again, and just keep doing that just for, I imagine, at least another 20 to 30.
You're basically burning up a majority of the remaining invisibility?
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh no, I would. The visibility will lower at this point because I want to use like. Oh no, light's not concentration. Never mind. I thought it was. Yeah,
No, it's not.
I just did that.
Yeah, so you work through most of the remaining invisibility, and by the time you're coming to like there's about 10 minutes left. Like it's gonna run out before you return to the castle at this point.
Yeah.
Make me another investigation check quickly.
Will do. I don't like that one.
You gonna reroll it?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
the magic of the light glimpses off something, and that will be the reasoning for the funny button. Investigation. The magic just glimpses off like that
Yeah.
Flickers
So-
weirdly.
You follow the pathway pretty far. Half an hour of walking is a decent amount of walking
It's a
under the
decent
under the
amount,
city.
yeah.
You actually get to a point where before the half an hour hits, you hit the end of what looks like a tunnel, and you push on the wall at the end, and it opens up into a familiar area.
Oh.
It opens up into the same pathway that connects the mines above to the Soul Forge, the smithing area above to the Soul Forge.
Oh.
And now you know where you are. You turn back to head back to where you were, with a stone in hand, kind of walking around, thinking over why there's this passage that connects the king's private chambers to the Soul Forge. Your stone does throw some strange shadows for a moment, and so you take a moment to examine the wall where it throws strange shadows, and you find a second false wall in the escape tunnels leading elsewhere.
Jesus.
Yeah, these ones go on again into the darkness for who knows how far.
All right. I think upon that, this is
You
too
head
long.
back?
Yeah, people are gonna be worried, or I'm gonna go missing. So
Yeah. At this point, the time you head back to the room, you get back up into the office, you recast in Viz, then the guard meets you there. He's like, "All right, we've got to head down at this point. It's been longer than he expected to be going for."
I'd let him know exactly what I found and where,
Yep.
and how, like, sort of where you could probably find it on the other side near the forge, towards where the soul forge is.
Yeah, like you'd give him all the information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he takes you down and basically just takes you straight out the front of the castle because it's like at this point he knows you're
Everyone's out,
part of the
yeah.
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sylvie was waiting, like,
I know.
nearby-ish.
I would probably still say that I would want to try to still come back anyway after the next day to try once more in that mirror. Mostly just out of, like, I wouldn't say anxiety, just more so I don't trust it at all. This guy probably has some kind of magic somewhere, I've just not found it. But yeah, I'll leave that for now.
Okay, well, you were gone a bit longer than we expected. Find anything interesting?
Tunnels. That led, like, sort of points in the direction to, like, where the chambers was. Like, from there, like, angles down, and then starts pointing down to about here, and then across as she, like, sort of points towards the factory. It was there. And then
As
from
if
there,
doing our job is
an
never
even
done.
further one.
I would have definitely expected tunnels as an escape exit. Most castles are built with them to a degree. But getting to the Soul Forge, that makes sense, I guess, but it's also interesting information. Anyway, shall we
My
head back?
guess as well is that who knows what he may have sent out after being caught himself. I have no idea. But for a face like that, he's happy something's not here.
100%. I don't understand the details to it, but I'm very convinced that's not actually Fennel.
Really? I turn to Akvor. It's like when she says that, it's like looking like she's not like 100% convinced just by the words alone.
I didn't trust it either.
A man
Look
who's
in the
able
eyes.
to control that much and plan and do that much stuff with just what started off as really not all that much. Just a thug, really, but so much intelligence behind it, you must admit, that he was able to pull this off. The influence. And to get caught when he had clearly plenty of time.
He
And
had
most people in
time.
his situation would have had an escape exit the minute things went hairy in the city. He knew that we were there. He knew something was going wrong, unless he had a ridiculous amount of foolhardy, just stupid self-confidence. But there was more to it than that. He would have been out of that city the minute he smelt things going wrong. Even if it was just a few days travel to a safe house until everything blows over. I'm
Well,
not
he ob-
convinced.
Well, he obviously had plenty of time to burn a lot of things thoroughly as well. From
Well,
what
for
they
the
showed
time
me,
being,
barely anything survived that fire.
his plans have been ruined for the most part, so
Hmm.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was him. Not our problem anymore. Not your problem.
Mm,
For now.
For now.
if what you're
Shall we head
saying,
back?
if what you're saying
Sorry.
is true though, and that especially looks towards Akfor, you don't think that's the same person, then that's, I wouldn't say worrying, but reminder that he definitely will probably hate us now if that
Mhm.
isn't him and he's away. If he didn't hate us before when we stopped what we did in Down the Road, he will hate us now.
And
Not
you
the
got a
first party.
decent amount of pirates in the KC that probably hate you as well, but or fear you.
What's there to fear? We're harmless.
I'm assuming we're saying this as we're walking down the road.
Sure.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I'm
fine with
saying
that.
it. I'm saying it in front of the damn guards.
Well, yeah, we're harmless. Just don't piss me off.
Because she's sort of like
Perhaps-
just sauntering back.
Given the situation, perhaps we leave it to them and move on to whatever our next step in removing these bounties for you are.
I say just be on our guard. Again, if you believe it, then I believe it. I'd rather not be blindsided by someone like him,
There's a mantra to go by for everything in life.
especially the powers he's playing with.
As you all, begin to walk back to the inn, due to the time difference of Christine, the moon is very thoroughly in the sky at this point.
Oh yeah.
As you begin walking,
What do
It's
you
great
think
when
the
Decent.
odds?
So you guys go. No, you guys go.
What do you think the odds of collecting moonlight in a bottle are?
Very rare, and I think they used flowers for that.
No. Fair point.
At least we don't have a curfew to worry about anymore.
It's just have to come at the same thing.
let me quickly have a look at these numbers I need to look at.
Yo, 6? My favorite number.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, as you're walking through the city streets, as the moon is high in the sky, it is quite dark. There's not exactly a whole lot of streetlights and whatnot. It appears, given the change of situation, most people are still choosing to stay indoors for the most part. Though occasional people can be seen on the street just milling about doing their own thing.
Yeah. Everyone but Christine, who seems to be a bit more absorbed in her thinking at the moment, you do hear, like, a concerning yelp, which, after it's heard, like, obviously Christine can be clued in on from not very far away from where you're going.
Again?
Interesting. Yeah, she heads towards it.
Lion runtime.
As you two move towards it, I imagine, like, Akfor goes first, Sylvie second, there's me behind being like, if this leads to another one in the ground, and someone's blaming us again, I swear! And I'm just gonna start moving along.
Yeah, you rush ahead to the corner. As you all turn the corner with Akfor in the lead, as the lion runs ahead, as he said, you see a woman standing in front of a house. Basically, she's like kind of on the doorstep, the front door of her house open, and she like stepped back down, and you hear her go, "Is that you? Really? Are you okay? Why aren't you talking to me? Hello?" As like she's talking up into the door, you look into the building, which is clearly looking. Your eyes all follow it, and standing in the doorway, you see a man who looks very familiar to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
If you say the name, I think you're going to say, "I will strangle someone."
All of us.
Well, you see a man who terror war for a few days.
Oh.
As you look at it, Sylvie, can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Will do.
Oh.
With that, it slowly becomes like as if there's everything around you turns like pitch black as you're sort of staring at this person that you know should be dead, and it's just you and him, and you get this very weird sensation sort of throbbing in your brain.
And then as he's looking, initially he's looking down at the woman. As you all turn there, his head very slowly turns in the direction of the party, and Sylvia, he locks eyes with you in particular as this happens. But to Akva and to Christine, and I believe Tara was there for as well, Tara as well, but not Inazaz, because you weren't there. The three of you see something you recognize as you see a man who has died and come back, but clearly not the same.
And that's when we'll go on a break.
You son of a bitch. Oh boy.
Tara, what are you doing over there? You're right here.
Oh hey, quick sap. I don't really add people on Discord. You can feel free to join the group Discord, but my schedule is down below.
Oh, it's one of them.
Yeah.
All right, you can all feel free to mull over what that is as we have a quick bio break.
Well, that's better than what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh,
Guys,
you
I
say.
don't even know what's going on.
what did you think you were gonna say?
If you
Jeremy,
suddenly
you're
revealed
also
as a
going-
rugby in here.
No, that'd be hilarious. You joined at a very poor time, Jeremy. Basically, the group, a lot of people wanted to have scenes with you, but you weren't here, so we put them
Sorry,
on hold.
y'all.
The party went to go talk to Aramis because he was meant to come to you, but he was like, "Yo, I'm too busy." Which you were taken in tow for that conversation, so you were there for everything that just happened. Except Xavier's not there.
Yeah.
You guys met him. You heard the whole discussion as they were semi-debriefing him what's going on, and then you're all heading ish home now, and you've just seen what looks to be a goner standing in the doorway of the house.
A goner?
Yep.
What's that?
So you might not
remember
remember.
Golas?
Remember the
Osiris
goblin
was
place?
there for the in the place. Those goblins that just sort of had blank vacant things to them that just sort of did what they were told.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Doesn't surprise me that you don't remember.
It's in the
It's kind of on
goblin
par. It was in Gob Gob City.
You remember the ones that were kind of just the weird, like, empty Gob-Gobs? And remember when Cyrus went up the tower and he found that weird frickin', like, old letter? Or, like...
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not a Cyrus.
it's fair.
I
All
see.
memories with him is gone. Is out the window. I don't remember, man.
Yeah, and if
The
you
thing is, Herod, is that you've just repressed everything about Osiris.
since you just
Who's
came,
Osiris?
since you just came back, Mim, you guys saw a goner, but he's looking like the guy you were wearing for a couple days.
The eye, who you guys found dead in the alleyway, it's him.
Funny way to describe someone. You were wearing him for a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I said, it's like, Tara, what are you doing over there? You're meant to be right here.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, she was there. That's the thing. She wore that man.
Sort of the
Oh, yeah.
things the changelings get to do is just wear people.
Spider-Man meme.
Reaction.
This is... Theo just tends to, like, stick to the same one unless, you know... I mean, I guess it's kind of similar to how Tara does. Like, Tara sort of has her, like, normal moniker and then like, uses it as disguises and stuff. Or does she have, like, lots of different, like, styles that she goes through? Where's the problem with playing a changeling a lot of the time? You sort of, like, you want to be like, yeah, they're gonna change it up and, like, do different things, but, like, you don't want to, like, tell people every day. Like, I feel like Theo, like, has, like, multiple things that she acts as.
Oh,
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 nice.
she's
Oh.
killed people.
But that makes sense.
she has a favorite
Like
face to
this,
say that she's taken from people she's killed. Oh no.
I mean, if she takes him from people who are alive, the people who are alive
Did
can
you kill
call
this
her
man,
out on it.
Tara?
Wait, were they telling the truth this entire time? Oh fuck! I thought we were innocent.
Maybe the
the
Gavel's alright. You would have
Your
thought
character's more scary than the freaking assassin rogue.
Sorry, Xavier, the Gavels will riot the entire time. We're fucked.
Oh no.
we're fucked.
A wheel back. Oh, Sam is definitely muted. Damn. Come
How
back,
dare you.
Sam. I'm clamoring.
Clamoring?
I'm clamoring.
I'm
Clam.
Clam.
Your clam? Like
I'm a
clam?
clam.
Clam?
I'm a
Clam.
clam. I'm a
Like
clam.
clam from Little Mermaid 2. Kingdom
Yo!
Hearts 3.
And you open up the clam, it has an item in it, like Kingdom Hearts 1.
We should get a mod to play as what's his name, Sebastian instead of Sora.
I am Clem.
Why have they not
Clem,
modded
good
to so Simba can go into drives because he can fucking definitely just put his thing in a
No, they don't know how to do
tail. We
that.
see him do
It's
it.
illegal. Yeah, that's illegal.
Okay.
But we can mod the absolute hell out of player models in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Can we add the mod of what I sent you?
Probably, but we can also make Xemnas Kermit.
But we can have her made up with Big Chungus.
Good. You can make Bunny go Aqua.
I don't want to make Bunny go Aqua. She's already best girl. She doesn't need to be a bunny dress.
B dress Loxine.
No, cockroach dress Loxie.
No, we don't have that. What's a wild, yo?
We could probably get her bee dress because she is lightning and yellow. That's like bees all the time, right?
It's like a bee.
Bee does lightning, right?
Obviously.
BB.
It's the bee. Knees.
Uh-huh.
Did you make a joke?
No. Clearly not.
Jokes.
I liked it. It was funny.
Yo.
Wait, is clothes about?
Don't lie to me, Kay.
I'm not.
Or
Don't
is
lie
this
to
just
me.
a guy just naked?
Oh.
Oh, he's just wearing like basic clothing. Like
Oh.
pretty much just a shirt and a pair of pants. Like it was the stuff that was left over after Terra looted his body.
Oh.
It was a good body though.
Because Terra took his armor and stuff off of him.
Yeah,
To sell the bit.
it's all part of the bit.
Listen, I know you're about to say she left him his underwear. I knew you were about to say
it's
that.
Just in his
'cause
undies.
I remembered you saying that, but no, he's wearing a shirt and pants.
Just to keep it PG.
Yep, clearly.
Yes, because this thing is
No.
always PG.
R-rated. Cock out. Swinging.
Full frontal hog to the wind.
All 12.5 inches.
Oh,
Oh,
Giving Alpha permission to strip?
Oh
that's excessive.
what do you mean permission to strip? You just do it. We shouldn't have to give you permission.
And any like fucking it is as Donald Ducking it, right? No, he's got pets. He could. Anyone
I
could.
like how
Donald
the
Duck
term is just Donald ducking it.
Does Alpha even have
Nah,
What
I
else did you
prefer
call
the
it?
term Pooh Bear. Full Pooh Bear.
He did it
Who did it?
first.
He did do it first.
Donald Duck
Yeah,
did
that's
do
not
it
for
first.
webcam.
Actually,
Actually,
when-
that's a good question. Who did?
When did the book come out? When
I don't fucking know.
did
Roll
Donald
back.
Duck come out?
That's-
No.
Get his
He's a
cock
pig.
out.
When did Donald Duck have his cock out? 1934.
Turn off,
Oh, Winnie the
make-
Pooh was 1926.
Well,
Just make sure to,
Bearing it is the defining term then.
Just make sure to turn off safe search for that one.
Nah, it's public domain now. I don't want to see any of that shit.
Yeah, it's gotten worse.
We're just missing a Dimmy and a.
Not
Jeremy's
me.
here. He's just didn't.
He's not here.
tick.
No, I'm not
He's
here.
gonna have to
Actually.
tick.
Okay, I had to scroll up to look at the full art piece again. Yeah, he technically does have something on under there.
We'll just use our imaginations.
It's
As
like
to what that something is.
it's
Could
like
be
black
miniskirt.
briefs,
I'm
from
sorry,
what
but I
I'm
don't like
looking
using
at.
imagination in this game.
Keep in mind, I never
What?
specified to the artist they had to include that.
I don't know why I'm now
Black
thinking of
pants.
like. I'm not thinking of like a barbarian type character, like you are wearing like a really fancy like tailed waistcoat or something, like really over the top like noble attire, and then just a loincloth.
I mean, if I can ever get this new outfit,
I thought you had it because you got the captain's coat and you ripped the arms off so you could wear it.
It didn't fit.
It doesn't fit exactly, but you're in it.
No, I
think
mean,
you
I
can.
gotta like get a custom
It's a
made.
cool coat, though.
I already deleted it.
Oh. No, I want my old stuff back.
We gotta find a coat that fits.
Look, we can get as many different outfits as we want, but we keep the same outfit.
I mean, listen, you had 3
Continuity
days down.
reasons.
You can always take a downtime. You don't have to go with.
I'm not allowed to change main fits. It's impossible.
The problem is now, depending on how this goes, I either have to postpone my fucking scenes again because they just don't feel appropriate. Well, actually, no.
I mean,
one of them
we
can
could-
still happen.
We could always say we could always roll this back a little bit and be like, "Hey, these are actually happening the previous day when you guys had all those scenes."
Oh no! There's a reason I'm saying it's not appropriate. One of them literally requires us leaving this place, and the other one is just when I personally, as a player, deem okay, this feels like the right time.
But yeah, I will say, you guys are given the option. You can. They're offering to give you a boat to leave the city, and they'll take your wagon to Telmarus to meet you. They'll send it with
We'll be
a
on that
traveler.
boat for a few days, correct?
Yeah,
Or-
we want to go.
Yeah,
We
or
could do
you
that.
can just go yourselves. Like you don't have to do that if you don't want to. They're not saying you have to. They're just asking you to stay one more night and then leave tomorrow, however you please.
Problem is, I think I know what the party's gonna vote.
On the leaving on the day after on the first day. You're on 6th day right now.
So
Yeah.
you got 2 days in the city still.
Wow.
I'm just saying, statistically, they're probably going to throw more encounters on us if we walk. That's more XP.
I know you're not wrong.
But no, they do love boat combat.
Yeah.
They do.
Well, we'll
Nah,
find out
they
what type
won't.
of combat we're doing right now, because I think we should get back into the game.
Yeah, we're fighting this guy.
Yeah. So like, Akva's gonna like put his arm in
You're
front of
actually
this
gonna
lady.
wait. No, you're gonna wait.
Yeah, wait.
You're gonna wait. Alright?
Dimitri.
Yep.
As they're all out meeting with Captain Animus and going on this walk and finding a strange man, what is Xavier doing?
Xavier's probably just gotten back. Probably ordered a nice stiff drink, and he takes that drink and he goes to his room. And he sort of settles down.
Yeah, the bar mistress has let you know that the message that Sylvia's left.
He trusts them to do their things. He'll go up to his room and he'll start to meditate. After downing his drink, he'll attempt to touch the sword.
Make the same check as always. As you try to reach for the sword, like usual, there is pretty serious resistance, as your mind clearly does not want you to touch it. But you're able to push through that partially and lay your hands finally on the blade again.
Fuck. Keep trying to. Why do I always go back here? Why do I keep touching this? This is bad. They can't. No one should have this. This shouldn't even be here. I think I know what I need to do now. I need to protect this. But I need to remember this. Every time I take my hands off, it goes away.
It's a bit of a conundrum, isn't it?
Who are you?
You turn, and standing in the doorway of your room, never heard him enter or anything, is a young man.
I will immediately pop a divine sense.
Divine sense, overwhelming amounts of celestial energy coming from this man. As he stands there, he turns and you can see a weapon you don't recognize, but other people would, resting on his hip. And so he's like, the weapon.
Asked that.
Yeah, the weapon Christine casts usually. It's a bit smaller than the way Christine summons it. As the man takes a few steps into the room, kind of on an angle, as he walks across, he's like, it's a bit of a conundrum. The weapon that can do so much, but should never be swung.
There is ever going to be a deterrent. Consequences for using it.
The problem with it not being a deterrent is that no one can remember it. Can't exactly have a deterrent that no one remembers.
Yeah. This does not belong here. And from what I gather from my sensing and the fact that that blade I've only seen casted, you must be some sort of deity or being or something, and that you can remember this when others can't.
Or something works. My, he like reaches out and as if to like touch the blade.
Yeah.
Do you allow him to? Yeah, he puts his fingers on the blade and kind of caresses down the length of this weapon that is it's not even a physical thing. It's just kind of made of shadow and thought. As he does, his fingers seem to almost meld into it partially, and then he pulls his hand back. Let's just say that it and I have a very close history. Though not one I can take. He like steps away. You know, there are a lot of times, many possibilities, lots of worlds. Very, very few of them does anybody take this sword. And in even less of these worlds, of these times, does anybody even consider trying to use it.
I think that my actions have warranted this much egress, that the god would come down.
Yes and no. It's a kind of situation where this should not be here. It is. And now that it's out of its temple, it is in the world. And unfortunately, putting it back won't do anything.
Old lady warned us. Don't go in the jungle, you won't come back.
Yes. So, here we have a paladin who appears to be a bit too connected with the blade he wears on his back, and a blade that should not be here that has to leave. I've already had to take one item that should not be messed with out of your group's hands, whether or not you meant to or not. He looks over, kind of crosses his arms at you. He's like, so why? Give me a reason why I shouldn't just take this one away as well, and leave you standing here holding nothing.
This weapon takes the form of whatever I choose. Currently, seeing as, from what I gather of your disposition,
you're a being of time, you would know the form of what this takes. I threw this sword away, and for ages I don't know why it's been on my back. I've been struggling to remember. Ever since we left there, I've been trying to remember why I even took it. But to no avail, even to the detriment of I can't even remember my father. But I feel like I need to remember. Someone needs to remember them. All of them. Everyone. I need to remember my past. Not just mine, but every past. So that this sort of thing doesn't ever happen again. Doesn't repeat itself again. The past must be remembered to build the new foundations of the future, so that the errors of the old ways are less likely to repeat themselves. I'm talking in circles, I know, but there was a god for this weapon, and I wish to try and be their champion, if they would allow me, but they are long since gone. Tabras doesn't listen. Too busy being God than actually paying attention to his church. And I feel that needs to be remembered as well. I'm not going to say that this weapon belongs with me. That is selfish. It doesn't belong with me at all. But it deserves to be remembered at least. And the deed it has done. As I look towards him.
He stands there for a while, the whole time you're talking to this cult, just like staring at you, contemplating the things you're saying. He goes, I honestly disagree with you on a few points there. Personal opinions. For one, I don't think a weapon like that should be remembered. I think it should be forgotten, and that would be the best thing. The world did not end up in this way because of people remembering the most dangerous and ancient artifacts that hang around. I also think you very undersell, well, the amount of shit that the big one is dealing with, but that's on you. So, we're in a bit of a conundrum. Because truth be told, I can't directly take the sword. Well, the sword as it is now. Its essence and my own are too similar that if I tried to, it would cause me problems.
But if I gave it, you would be able to?
No.
Could you destroy it?
I couldn't. Your patron of sorts could, though I don't think he would. If you wanted to, it would be a method of us dealing with it. I could help channel some of its memory. You want to remember, if you want to remember everything, you are holding memory in your hand right now. The last remains of it, honestly, that aren't squirreled away.
The echoes of the forgotten. I would like to keep memory.
Well, then we have two options. Like he turns, like cracks his hands, he stretches. I can either talk to Tabris about this and see if he can help connect you to this blade. It will go. But maybe you'll gain a few traces of memory from what it has. Or, if you're willing to try something very stupid, I can try to connect you to it. Not sure how Tabris himself will appreciate that, as it would completely cut you off from him entirely. But it might have something. It might do something a bit more. Choice is yours, big man.
All this time, all these people around me, hell, even the twins keep telling me to make a choice. I feel like it's been leading to this. Not specifically this, but everything, really. Tabris has done a lot for me. He gave me my life back when I thought I had no purpose. I feel like this is my purpose now. So, I thank you very much, Tabris, for letting me into your service. Let me feel your warmth and feel what is moral once more. But I've also been known to do stupid shit. So, yeah, let's go with your way.
All right. Now or never, then. And he walks up to you, and he takes both hands. He grabs the blade wholeheartedly with one hand, which immediately his entire hand starts to kind of be partially sucked into the blade as it starts to spill light, almost blinding through the room. And he takes the other hand, and he just straight up jams it straight into your chest. The entire room to you suddenly goes white with light as pain irradiates your entire body as you feel something tearing at the very essence of your life, and then you pass the fuck out. Okay, so those standing in front of the inn, in front of the house.
Yeah, for what were you doing?
Yeah, so you're in front of this house. There's a guy on the steps. It's a goner. What are you doing?
Ah, right, old lady. Wait, young lady? Lady.
She looks like she's in her early 30s, probably.
I just punched my fucking mic. I'm gonna Opera's gonna arm in front, just be like, perhaps it's best you step back. He shouldn't be. Wait.
But, no, but what do you mean?
We saw him dead. Stab wounds and all.
No,
When did he get back?
I think he's closed.
I was told he's dead.
Yeah.
But he's
yeah,
back.
We've seen. And that's why we're saying, get back.
Evis has seen him. He's in with the eyes. He'd be able to vouch for that.
But what's wrong? He's been resurrected. Isn't that like a miracle?
Can I move up to the person just to look?
Not
Nothing
always.
harm, but just to look. What's their reaction to this conversation so far?
Nothing.
Yeah, just blank, gape, open mouth, staring. Mainly just still looking at Sylvie.
Occasionally it glances briefly over to whoever talking, and then its eyes always drift back to Sylvie.
Does anybody look at Sylvie? Or are they just looking at this guy? Do they glance over to see the connection?
Sort of focused.
No, I don't think I do, sorry.
What sort of vibes?
How close are you standing?
I'm standing close to the person.
Okay.
Terra, he's just giving off the same as the Goners back in Gob Gob City. Vacant, sort of just...
Oh, God.
Standing there.
The chosen one.
Yeah, again, mouth agape, just, looking when the conversation picks up and then drifting back to Sylvie when it's not.
Just let me know when anyone looks at her.
I have
Yes.
one quick question before looking at Sylvie. You mentioned the bonus from Gob Gob. That actually, I mainly need a refresher. Did we figure out the reasoning for something like that?
No.
Or was it just like they
You
appeared
just
one day?
understand the basics that dead people came back and they just weren't
Yep.
the same as before, but no one's investigated, either the goblins or you, haven't into why.
Yeah. I feel like I would then sort of seeing the dead stare, just like that snapping of fingers in front, and then just sort of tracing the sort of
Yeah.
stare probably back to
Following the
Sylvie.
eye line. Go ahead, Sylvie.
No,
So,
one quick thing.
this is-
okay. Just because to respond to Terra while it's there. Yeah, as you go over the body, the wounds seem to be healed. He seems to have been fully revived.
So, to Sylvie.
Yep.
For the first time you've ever met her, she has emotions on her face. She's holding this eye contact with this dude. Her eyes are wide open, staring at him. There are tears streaming down her face, and she's kind of holding back sobs. And this time you guys have been talking, she's sort of been holding this thing, and if anyone sort of stops at that point, she just rushes forward and just grabs the dude by the shoulders. What are you? You have to tell me, what are you? Answer me! And she's just shaking him, just repeating that. Ugh. She just she does that for a little bit and then just kind of breaks the thing, sort of takes a few steps back, with this kind of she's just fear and just grief and just all these weird emotions just flowing over her in this she just looks confused and frightened and just filled with despair all at once.
What's happening? What's wrong with my boy? He doesn't seem harmful in any way.
From what I've seen of resurrection, ma'am, they don't always come back as themselves. May I try something with your permission?
What?
I wish to see if Radiant can touch him.
She sort of looks at you not knowing what that means.
I wish to see if the Radiant light can reach him.
I don't know what that means. What are you on about?
Well, your husband's either... Husband?
Son.
Son. He's either dead and that's not your son, or he's come back to life and he's missing a part of himself, if I had to guess.
And what does your thing do?
Well, if he's a zombie, he'll freak out.
You're going to potentially hurt him?
No.
Sure, gets you away from him.
I'm going to approach up and try and put my hand between Sylvie and this thing.
Yeah?
She's probably basically, she's stepped away a bit. She's just she's actually fallen down onto the ground a few steps away from him, still looking up with this fear on her face.
I'm going to burn a rage so I can channel it.
I assume that's what you were going to do.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll on this one, or just more see how it reacts first?
What are you doing? Just raising your hand with radiant energy?
Sort of one shoulder's the radiant, one's going to be the necrotic. I want to see if it reacts to either.
it sort of looks at the glowing that overcases, like both of the purplish hues of the narcotic and the bright light of the radiant in your hands. It sort of like glistens, looks over as the eyes glaze over, but then like it's distracted by the light show more than anything.
I promised your mother I wouldn't hurt you. So let's try something else. As I'm going to use the rest of my rage to channel both energies through a wand.
Through a wand.
Through that wand that I had from ages back.
Yeah.
This is just a standard arcane focus, right?
Yeah.
I assume it is. It's just a wand.
Yeah, it does. What one are you doing? Because unlike your fist, which you can do both on, which one are you showing?
Oh, no. When I say channel it through, I mean I'm going to do what I've tried to do in the past and channel both energies, one from one side, one from the other. Right in front of this thing.
Again, it's just looking at the light show.
Yeah. Can I try and blow up the one doing this?
Yeah, you focus for a few seconds, like channeling the energy into it, trying to see what happens, and then the wand just like pops in the middle and like splinters in your hands.
Why couldn't I do that last time?
As you do that, the mother grabs him and pulls him back away from you. I don't know what you're on about.
Tell me, when did he return?
Just now!
And from what Tara did, there's no signs of visible injury anymore?
No, he looks revived.
Well, enjoy your division.
Christine, how long did resurrection take?
Huh? I imagine like while you were doing that, she kind of had a little bit of focus on Sylvie. Like a lot of this is very much out of the normal, so it's kind of caught her off guard, and she, like, in a Christine kind of fashion, she doesn't really know what to do other than just sort of stand by. So like upon like sort of saying that, she just turns back like in that sort of like, huh? Yeah, what?
When I was separated from you all, Nerisian, how long did it take to bring him back?
That one was a whole ritual. I'll be honest with you. A lot happens then, and it's still a little bit foggy.
That's
But
okay.
I do remember it requiring a spiritual help to make it work.
I don't think we can help this lady or whatever's left.
Has the lady moved the goner away?
She sort of grabbed him and stood in front of mainly Akva, whose magic has done the thing.
Yeah, basically physically using her body to physically block between Akva and the man.
The line of sight being broken, she sort of like reaches a hand out, like she's trying to reach for him, but doesn't get up.
As you reach forward, the same, like, his vacant expression still as his mouth still moves very slowly as just keeps saying, "What are you? What are..." As he keeps repeating it slowly.
She's just like, yeah, she's just in this same state of like full panic, just like heightened emotions.
Perhaps we should take Sylvie. We can inform someone who might know better than us.
Yeah. I'll turn back to look at the guy. Can I, just with a small flash of lilac magic, I want to see if something like a charm person even has an effect.
You try.
Oh shit, charm person? Do I do that? That's not smart. That doesn't tides. Can I cast over a slot to not do a tides? I actually don't remember if we set that up or not like that.
I don't know. Do you have? Is it a known spell?
It is. I'm double checking because it was part of the power you gave me. Free action. Additional use of the spell can be used for cost 2 sorcery points per cast. Whenever using the ability, it's a wild search. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to use the allure, so I'll go with that. I just want to see if it like has any effect. Like even if it looks like it's going to take hold, I won't let it. But I just want to see if it like has that effect at all.
You look at it and you course your natural succubi magic through yourself to enchant this man. As you try, what is the sorry? Can you get the wording of what this does?
It's just a charm person.
Just charm person effect. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, you attempt to charm him. As you do, the effect seems to like almost not slide off, but it's like it tries to touch him. If this was like a construct or an undead, like the effect would like hit and just kind of pass off. It just almost seems to like pass straight through him.
And then on the table.
Yeah,
obviously.
Would she know about those kinds of spells? I don't think she would. What does 88 get me?
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
You can teleport. You don't
Sweet.
do it, but you can.
You can right now if you want to.
I feel like I could just really go away right now. No, I will let that sort of like power pass. Imagine like just sort of looking over a small like blue glow with white and pink, just sort of almost like I'm about to like move in like a teleportation style, but it just fades. And then I'll turn back to Akvor, who's sort of leaning down to Sylvia. I'll probably like help sort of get her up, and
I'll just throw her over my shoulder if you want.
Yeah.
The minute you guys approach and actually
She's done well.
Oh, okay, that's not good. Yeah, the minute you like one of you like puts a hand on her at all, it's like she sort of snaps back a little bit and like breaks the eye contact with him and is just like, okay, I'm okay.
Get that.
We should go.
I'll take your word for it for now.
As you start to leave with a bit of like more volume, you just hear, "Are you?"
And then, very quietly, as you all start to like move away a bit, you only barely catch the Sylvie. As it's quiet again, you just hear, "We are you."
Just shudders, keeps walking. After we get out of the way a little bit, like get to a point of, I guess, like close-ish to the inn, she sort of pipes up a bit and is just like, you sort of talked about like you've seen something like this before.
Not the first.
Where?
What it was called was it the Wastes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
Wastes.
Yeah,
Wastes.
the desolate wastes.
Desolate Wastes, thank you. In the Desolate Wastes, there was...
Wasn't there also the magic there?
Yes, but the main thing was a tribe of goblins. Had similar effects. They called them... What they called them?
Goners.
Goners, thank you. Call them the Goners.
In the Wastes.
Yes.
How far in?
Deep.
Deep center. Look, what happened?
I can't. I can't talk about this right now. Maybe
Well,
later.
We won't make you.
I need to retire first. I'll talk later. And she
Sylvie,
just like, yes.
reach out to us later tonight if you just need someone to be around.
Nods and then just like walks like ahead to go into the inn on her own and goes up to her room.
Alright. Hmm.
Well, our party's not exactly known for peaceful.
Whenever.
Perhaps we should reconvene, figure out if we're taking the boat, and
I think that's a good thing to probably talk about now if we can.
would be good to
Yep.
talk to you later tonight too.
Sure.
Whistles and wonders off too.
Okay.
No, I'm not going that far ahead.
We probably should find the others to let them know, or to ask what they want to do as well.
Well, Tara's there. Zaz is...
Zaz.
Shit, where did we leave Zaz?
Oh,
Zaz, have you been following us?
He's been existing.
Yeah, he's been there the whole time if Jeremy wants to be.
I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
I
Just
look
fine.
around. Nope, don't see Zaz.
It's right behind you. So, yeah,
The
go
only
ahead.
one we're missing then is... Xavier.
Yeah, I mean, he never showed up, so let's quickly give him the rundown of everything, and then
It's getting late. How about I go upstairs, grab him, and... You prep a table?
yes, I can do that.
Sounds good.
Once like sort of Aqua starts moving off, and I imagine Tara like goes up to do her own thing, whatever. If Zaz is with us, then I'll sort of ask for him here. But if not, I want to actually go find him. And I guess sort of when I see him, I do want to send a message with Cantrip. And I want to basically just sort of say, since we find ourselves a bit of time, there is something I've been meaning to ask you for a while now. Before we started this, remember? I said think about it. You can reply as much as you want.
This is weird.
I figured you'd be versed in magic. Or at least more versed. That letter. I want to know more.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes more sense. I thought I was losing it.
I would have asked earlier, but there seemed to have been a whole conflict that happened here.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Help me set stuff up while we can just chat like this.
Okay.
And I imagine like sort of like go towards a spot where like sort of help to like clear a table and all that. Probably after like taking like a seat just in the spot like herself. She'll say, there was that time I came to you when I found out that you were doing deals with people. And
Right.
you said to me that if I needed to, or wanted to, I could press forward questions about information you happen to know. First of all, I want to apologize for the timeliness. It is much later than I would have preferred. But I guess you probably know me by like a bit by now that I don't really. It doesn't really stop once it starts with us.
I can see that.
Yes. And for that, I Well, not personally, it's my fault to apologize for, but you get the idea. What did you
So,
mean
what
by
do you
that
wanna know?
letter? That note, that riddle.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I only wrote it. I didn't. I don't even have the words for this. Conjure what it meant. It's a long story.
He like sort of takes us like sort of sit back like as she's waiting for something to start.
Well, I suppose there's no time like now. Let me quickly shoot a message so I got my facts right.
That's fair.
Been a while.
It has been a while. It was meant to be last week. No, last week. Last 2 weeks.
Give me 1 second.
I feel really bad because I was meant to do this before going like to
No,
Japan.
it's fine. I didn't realize it was. Even when you originally started it, I still probably would have needed to check.
Do you want
That's
me to
fine.
send it to you, or do you have it?
I'm just gonna message you, and you're gonna give me a thumbs up or not.
Okay.
I can't wait to receive 10 times psychic damage.
Yeah, just don't say any more Fey names, and I think we're good.
And the puzzles today are really fun.
What do you mean puzzle? This is just drama.
Just tell me if that was right.
Just say no.
Yeah, I'm ready to be hit no, and then I think I'm just wrong, and everything I know is wrong.
I have
There's
no
no-
idea.
There's no yes and only no. But
I don't have a message.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what the case was.
This is what's in the note you had?
Yeah, like that's where we got this thing from, right? Because the note was the verse thing, yeah?
Yeah.
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 And I don't know if I made this up, and I think you guys made this up, because that's how my brain works, which is fucked.
Welcome to my
But I'm
world.
pretty sure that's how this thing came around.
You didn't pull this out of like a message in a bottle in the
If you want
ocean,
to message
did
me,
you?
AJ, I got no idea what you guys took referencing. Just the specifics.
I think he's referencing the note he had with the poem on it.
I remember that.
But I don't remember.
Is it like how he got it?
Or how he...
Yeah, how...
Oh.
Yeah,
How he
isn't
got
that
it.
how it happened?
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking specifics of what was said. How he got it. I do remember that. I just don't remember if... What would you say? Yes, that was exactly... Yes, that's what happened.
That was right?
Yes, you are correct.
Win for me.
Bonus points.
Well... Let's say... Home is full of... interesting locales that can both be beneficial and detrimental to anyone. It cost a couple of family members, but in return I was given this to help me with my particular goal.
So more than a message for us, it was like a compass directing to us. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Then my next question. If you didn't, say, like you said, conjure this yourself through your own thoughts, who did? Please don't say a name that will get me in pain.
A body of water. Looks around, no one's bleeding from the nose. Yeah.
Related to the other thing that made us bleed from the nose? When you said
Yep.
the Fey name?
Is it inside her domain or is it outside? I don't know what the
It's-
relation for that is.
No, it's not. It's not in her domain.
Okay,
Not
it's
directly.
just in the Feywild, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Cool. Was just around.
Useful. Well, then, if this is meant to be a compass to find us, then what is it that you wanted? Deals aren't my thing, but
That I'm not entirely sure I can talk about. If saying her name caused that phenomenon, I couldn't imagine what divulging this information will do.
there's always a part where she wants to push and question that, but she, probably to her own better judgment, doesn't. It's not hard to tell that she's not happy about that. But she's not, like, pissed. It's like a, roadblock. Ugh.
If I were to explain it without explaining it, I think the best way of doing so would be... It's something to help reverse something she did to me. And as a result, plays some kind of power play within the Feywild. Anything more specific than that may cause an issue, and if you didn't want a headache from saying a name, I can only imagine the repercussions that that would give.
And what kind of divination thinks that we are the ones you're looking for? Really?
Hey, if I understood that, I would have the answers. I don't.
She looks like a little bit kind of like she doesn't wanna like keep pushing, but also it's like that slight little look of like she should, because you have been around us and have not done anything particularly that she seems as bad ish. And she's like, and what sort of stuff would that require us to do for you? Other than just, I imagine go, but go where exactly?
I would probably. Well, that's the thing. One of the only places I have been able to discern I'm looking for an item, and do you have something to write with? I don't carry such arbitrary things with me, apparently,
Sure.
according to my inventory list.
My inventory list doesn't say it, but I have saved from session 2 had a diary, so.
We can say sure.
Tear out a page.
And he will sketch down not great the
arts and
item
crafts. Arts and crafts is saint.
Let's just say art was a minor, if anything.
A minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp.
Now I don't know exactly what it looks like, but I assume it was spherical.
Yeah, like you just kind of, if you're just drawing it, like all you have is black ink. You just kind of draw like a bit of an ovaloid shape.
I'm after this.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not great. The only place I know of to get one that's not here is the elemental plane of fire, right?
Yep.
Yep.
There is some
And,
in the Feywild as well.
Yes.
You did have a discussion a long time ago with Terra that
Yes.
apparently she knows where some is.
And as a result of one of the deals I had made with Terra, she had told me that she knows where one may be, which is far closer to the resolution of this than I have been thus far.
Are you able to describe to me, like, not maybe in name if you can't, but I mean, detail?
I could probably say the name of it. I feel like he said the name before, right, to
remember.
Terra?
Yeah, you once you'd made a deal with her, you told her all about it.
Yeah. Alright, let's see how this goes without a deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
he will start to describe the tier of summer.
As you try to describe it to someone who you've not made a binding deal with, you just find the words catching in your mouth and unable to speak them.
Okay.
I imagine like you upon trying, nothing happens. She just puts the hand up just to stop. It's like that won't work. Never mind.
So it seems unless we are in a binding contract, I am forbidden to discuss it.
Oh.
Yes, these are terrible rules that I have been dealt.
Oh, it's not entirely your fault, I'd say. It's more so I just don't like the idea of a contract. Especially one that seems a bit more fickle than by the letter. I've not had the best run-ins with contracts before.
If that isn't the definition of fair, I don't know what is.
Exactly. And I can barely get my head around a devil contract. Let alone one that causes for a person's creation.
It seems such less fun.
I agree with you on that one. He thinks for a moment. Then she probably speaks up. Probably this time just not bothering with the message spell. So what is it that you would need even for a contract? What even can we do to, let's just say, put forth in clear writing, but I doubt you'd even like that. So whatever can be considered as fair and square. After
I
everything.
don't see why we can't attempt to write one up. It does take all the fun out of it, that's different, but whether the exact detailing on whatever is written down is affected by, like, I'm still learning how this works, if I'm perfectly honest.
I see. Okay. Alright then. In that case, what would you want of us for a contract? She has a bit of a serious look there.
He takes a moment.
If it weren't for you, I'll be honest, we might have been done for 3 times over, probably before we even got through to the mines in the first place.
Possibly.
So at least listen to what ideas might be out there.
Well,
I hate feeling like I owe someone something.
you're gonna feel like that if you were to go through with this anyway. I don't
So
know
no
if that's
change.
just a result of the magic or I don't know. But as what it has to be, I've only really made a handful, and they're usually very one-sided. Except the one I made with Tara, that was wrong-sided in the wrong way. Won't make that mistake again.
I
Fucking
see.
Faye. He chuckles as you can see, he's attempting to learn from his lesson. I'm sure an exchange of labor in one way or another would be sufficient.
As long as I'm not damning my soul to eternal servitude. My job
That's a lot, and I barely have responsibility for my own actions, much less another whole individual.
That's actually kind of funny. Somewhat relieving. Well, if there is anything that you can think of, throw it our way. I'm sure it's not just me that would want to at least show appreciation for you sticking around. And I guess in a way, for me, you can consider it an apology for the cold shoulder.
I have a disinterest in being cold-blooded.
Does that count for personalities too, then?
Yeah, I think that's the Fae in me.
I see. Or maybe the to the pointness is the devil in me.
And you see like a visible click in his head. Like he's only just made that connection now that you've said it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I thought you were part of some weird, like, I don't even know, bird thing.
What? No. Oh, I'm sure there's lots of stories that can be shared. If you wish to know, there could be ways to exchange information. Learning about what we might be potentially facing. Going to where you think we need to go. No matter where that might be, it could be useful. I doubt I can help you much, though. My information is more personal and more related to... I would call it a cursed life, but let's just say... a life outside of my hands. Half the time. 3/4 of the time.
Well, if that isn't ironic, I don't know what is.
Anyway, I'm sure
It always
they'll
seems to be
hearing
the
stuff.
life that someone else lays out for you instead of your own.
Oh, do not get me started, please.
I assume,
Yeah.
as this conversation peters out, fucking Xavier and Aqua, who are hiding at the staircase watching this happen, feel like it's time to come down.
Actually, Aqua goes up to see Xavier. Xavier's
Yeah.
unfucking conscious.
Oh yeah, he is unconscious.
Yeah, as you knock on Xavier's door, there's no answer.
You
You open the door, and he's just lying on his back in the center of his floor, like basically spread eagle, full out.
Was he in his armor?
I'd say, given he came in from the eye precinct, yeah, he's still in his armor. In fact, you know, the armor has like a tabard that they wear over it of Tabris. So like the purple eye and stuff in it. The eye in the center of the tabard is burned out.
I would like to. You know what? I'm just gonna whisper it to myself. About fucking time. So I'm going to pick him up over my shoulder.
What is your carry weight?
Okay, if I can't do that, I will drag the fucker.
You can drag him, but he's a man of full plate. He's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, medicine checks out the question.
You know what? No. Let me check with a rage. Can I pick him up?
And what's your max lift?
With this, was it acrobatics? Athletics. So I haven't put the rage effect on, but it would have been a 12. No, probably not.
Probably not. Wait. What is your max lift though? Because
my max inventory lift push drag 420.
420 lift push drag.
Yep.
Yeah, he's at.
I'm currently 357.
Oh, 357. So yeah, as you.
It's pushing limits, but yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll like get him up, sort of arms under the shoulders.
Yeah.
And just sort of drag him backwards.
As this conversation is petering out, then you just hear dunk, 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 as unconscious armor man is being walked down the stairs by Arthur.
Okay. What happened?
He was unconscious. And he finally got rid of that eye.
Also, the sword is gone. But, none of you remember why. None of you remember what it was, but you remember he was wearing one.
No.
You remember he wore one on his back? Actually, no, yeah, you wouldn't. Never mind.
We wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
Well,
If you look away from it, you forget about it, so yeah.
Yeah. It's like...
Even I forgot about it.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm just dragging him down.
The thing that wasn't there isn't there.
Exactly.
Arka's basically gonna drag him over, put him in a chair, and like make it look like he's just leaning against the table.
Okay. I'm still not prepared for this sort of stuff. Anyone can. Fuck it.
I'm just gonna get some water and wake him up.
I'm gonna try to just check just to see if there's like, any injuries. I
No.
guess.
You check him over, like you open the chest plate up. There's nothing.
Okay. I guess it would just sort of be like the sort of light taps on the face just to like see if he wakes up.
Little taps, you tap him on the face, doesn't just like little light taps, he's still asleep.
Properly slap him.
You smack the shit out of him, yeah, he wakes the fuck up.
Yeah, no, it'd be one. It'd be one.
Yeah, it's like tap, tap, tap. And
Yeah, like
his
after
eyes shoot
not
open.
caring anymore.
Yeah.
Aw, so I don't need the bucket of water.
Where'd you get a bucket?
How did I get down here?
Dragged.
Wait, where's the other guy?
What other guy?
Another
You
guy?
were unconscious in the middle of your room.
What happened?
Okay. I remember everything, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Memory's
So-
kind of your thing, buddy.
I
Well,
may have
except
made
the stuff that you're
a.
not supposed to remember, but you remember the stuff that just happened.
So, I may have changed my oath.
Okay.
Yeah. So, funny story. There's this guy. I think he was a god. Probably a god. Definitely a god. Actually, now thinking on it. Had that
Okay.
sword that you keep summoning.
And her eyes just go wide at that.
There's never any fucking peace.
What did he want and why and tell me.
He wanted the. Do I remember that?
Yeah.
You remember the sword. You don't remember what it did, just that it was important, and now that it's gone.
I had
That it's
my-
good or that it's good.
Yeah.
I had a sword on my back. It was very important. He seemed to want it, and in exchange, my powers shifted. I'm no longer connected to Tabris. I believe I'm connected to him. So there's that. I can do stuff.
You.
It
Really?
was for the best, I believe.
Really?
But I can remember a lot of shit now. I remember that the oath I made was to never forget. Understandably, it was a little bit weird that I can't remember what the significance of my sword was, but I will not forget. And that's... I must keep forward with memory so that the mistakes of the past may not be repeated. Build a foundation upon the past. That sort of stuff.
Just
My oath has changed.
just for clarification on my end, because I want to make sure it's been a while since I've checked my notes. I have his name written down as Davian. Was that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
So you
Spoke with the God of Time. Oh, great. You spoke with Davian. Great. You spoke with Davian. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I was gonna ask him about that sword, but he said that he took it away.
Oh yeah,
I did
yeah.
too.
No, yeah. I think I remember that actually. Finally, you talk about memories. I remember that when he took it from me for
Yeah,
whatever bullshit. Don't care. Or you know the gods being cryptid as they are.
I think that was his sword, and he needed it back.
That's lovely. Could have explained it. Don't think he really explained it very well when he just said, "Not mine," and left me broken on the floor. After already losing him, taking the last thing I had of him away from me. Lovely person.
I am sorry about your grief, but the weapon of a god belongs with the god.
That's not the point I'm getting at here, and you know it.
I know. Do you want to take it out on me? You can. Sorry for making a deal with him, but what I had on me did not belong with me, or on this plane for that matter. I think it's probably for the best. For once in my life, I think I've made the right choice. He was always telling me that Tabros told me that I had to make a choice. I made one.
She just is lost with words. Like there is a lot of emotions that are kind of like flowing around her. And
Perhaps I should intercede here then.
Yeah, you seem more,
Christine, if you need a moment to sit, that's fine. I will try and catch him up as best I can. I don't know
Please
how I
do.
can help, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
So, let me round this up real quick. In the time we were gone, we found out stuff. We caught up with a guy. Came back here. You were unconscious. Before we came here, we found a goner. I don't know if you know what they are.
Oh.
Sylvie, who's not here currently, she is taking some time to herself, as it seems it affected her. Do not go up there. We need to talk. We find you unconscious with a new oath, and I guess that means you're not my warden anymore?
Still kind of responsible for you. I'm not gonna lie. That much hasn't changed.
Congrats, you're no longer my parole officer.
I'm no longer just to say that as much. I am no longer connected to Tabris.
I'm starting to think I never
the rules have
was.
changed. I think you made that choice.
We are stuck with a decision. We've essentially been offered a way to Telnerus. By boat, if we stay another night or two.
By boat?
Yes. Or we can go by land, wherever we please. But reality is, Xavier, we don't have a heading anymore. We came here to do a job. We all each have our individual goals. I don't think this party knows where we need to go.
Telnerus, as was, I'm sorry.
You were saying Telnerus, yes?
There happens to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, church of Tabris there. And although we might have protection from the king, I don't think we'd still be safe.
I'm inclined to believe that sentiment.
That being said, I'm not sure how to formally engage a investigation on this scale of corruption without going there. That would be under the purview of asking Jake.
Let me rephrase it. We've been requested to go there.
For requested to go there, then requested to go there.
Doesn't mean we have to. I want to give you a moment to think on this. I was going to get us all to talk and have a talk and just...
When do you need to be back in the savannah by?
That doesn't matter.
When do you need to be back in the savannah by?
I believe there's a few moon cycles left.
That's not long.
Do we have a date for that?
It's a case of, you know it's coming up. It's getting soon. But the thing is that it's not a consistent time situation. So it's like, it could be coming up. The only real way to know is to go and see if you've missed it. Or to have some other way of finding out.
Given everything going on, Xavier, those aren't what are important right now. If we were to go see anyone in Savannah, yes, I would love to return these gauntlets to the rightful owners. I would love to return this talisman to say I'm sorry. But if we were to go anywhere to the tribes right now, I would want to do it to introduce you all as a selfish reason. But also, perhaps they might have some traditions that I need to re-understand, some methods that I think could aid all of us.
You talk about being selfish in the reasoning. But at the end of the day, when has that stopped any of us from doing the same? I've been selfish multiple times. It's only fair to be selfish yourself.
As far as I see it, you're all innocent. Well,
No, I'm not.
different kind of innocent.
No, not even, buddy. I'm the most guilty here.
So, what I'm going to do then,
We'll just
because
ignore LOL.
clearly there's a lot going on tonight. We're staying another night, whether we're catching the boat or not. I'm going to get out a map. I'm going to get us all around as something strong. I'm going to deliver one upstairs to Sylvie's room, whether she wants it or not. And let's just try get what peace we can for one night.
Do you want me to be the one to deliver that to Sylvie while you're creating this map?
I'm just gonna go find a map. I'm sure the tavern keeper has one somewhere.
Okay.
But yes, you don't have to go in. Just knock gently.
Still feel like it's worth just checking to see if she's stable. Feels like the wrong word, but it's the only word that comes to mind.
Oh, this group needs an anchor. Where are you, Osiris?
He's out.
He's mourning. Let him.
He is currently working through some sleep apnea.
Did I say that out loud?
You did. Yes.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
pour the bucket over my head, forgetting
Yeah.
there's water in it, and just go get the drinks.
Starts drowning.
I will smack the bucket while it's on his head.
Jesus.
Yeah, that happens. So you're heading up. Someone's heading up to Sylvie.
I will, yeah.
Yeah.
What time is it at this point?
Late.
Is it
Um,
like
It's real late.
night? Okay, cool.
Yeah, like you guys went and met with Aramis like 6-ish. Given the time that Christine spent doing stuff, it'd be like 7:30, close to 8 by the time you got back to the inn. With the delays and other things that happened. So for the people in the city, this is late because they've been on a freaking like sundown curfew.
They're still tired. Yeah, I imagine, like, probably like, just get whatever drinks are being poured out, just take one out with me. And I'll knock on the door that I know Sylvie was staying in.
Sort of like a brief pause, and then the door like slightly cracks open. Just sort of like as like an invitation to come in.
She'll walk in, like, cautiously. I think she's probably more on just a not alert mode, but like she's wary, just not sure what might happen.
She
Yeah,
looks. Oh, sorry, yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, she takes those steps in.
Like seeing Sylvie now, she looks like a lot more like her original self. There's just like there was a massive level of indifference before. Like she didn't seem to care about anything. Like at the most, there was minor frustration, annoyance. It's like the smaller emotions. She didn't really show any of the bigger emotions.
Mm.
Like, she looks a bit more like a normal person, I guess, now. Like, there's different sort of expressions. Like, she still looks a little shell shocked, but not like that. She's kind of like containing it in a normal sort of way. But yeah, she's like, I'm glad it's you that came up.
Well, it was either me or Archibald, because I don't think anyone else. I don't think he would have let anyone else go up.
I knew it'd be either of you, but I was hoping that it'd be you. No offense to Akva.
I'm sure he's better at. He's better at talking than I am. And then she'll like place the drink down like on a table, probably like lean against it as well herself.
I'm afraid I'm not ready to use the words to be able to discuss how I feel right now. However, it is getting late, and I haven't had the chance to be able to ask this of you on our travels, but maybe not right now if you have other plans, but would you like to come back here later?
It's like a small pause. Like, probably not entirely unexpected at this point, but just like just a brief pause behind it. She'll probably take like a swig maybe over like her drink that she has like with her as well. And then upwards.
Or would you prefer that I come to your room?
To be honest, I don't really know what might happen. Just yet.
That's entirely up to you. Let's just say you are the boss. But I leave it up to you.
Oh, don't go tell me you'd be feeling bad if I said no.
Gives you a wry smile.
Yeah.
Like, haha, not saying anything.
That's more than actually what I think she's expecting. Like a smile is an emotion, so it's like, oh, okay.
It feels like there was always that sarcastic wryness of Sylvie before, but this is sort of like almost like I wouldn't say nervousness. Like she's been there, done that, but you know that she's there. There's the level of interest that she's always had in you, but now it's sort of like there's maybe just a bit more to it. Like there's a bit of respect there.
Wow.
It's complicated. But yeah, she's basically offering you the reins where it's like, you know, if you want to do something, she will like go to you or whatever. Like she's kind of doing it in a I know Christine likes to be in control sort of thing. But yeah.
There's probably like a little bit of a pause. But then like after that, the sort of like smile and like the small laugh. It's like she places down her drink. At this point, I imagine it's like just it was like mostly just a sippy drink, like whatever kind of like whatever. Places it down. It's done. I'm not quite sure what might happen. She just sort of like gets up from leaning. If something doesn't, I might knock.
Nods in agreement. And I might answer.
She's just slowly move out. I imagine sort of internally, it's a bit of a new, different feeling for Christine. So that's, I guess, maybe always there for like some of these for powers and such, but just, I guess more so how this isn't really like fully influenced. It's kind of like half and half, or maybe even more so herself. It's a bit different. Just not sure how to take it. And then she'll sort of move back. Leaves the glass of stuff that the drink's still there for you. I imagine it's wine.
Yeah.
And you head back down.
Okay. So you head back down. Is there anything else for the evening?
Well,
Sam?
I did want to talk to Christine tonight. I
Yeah?
did make that clear.
You
we go.
did.
Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's exactly why I
You said
waited.
there's 2 knocks on the door instead of 1, is all I'm saying.
I made you mine. Depends what happens.
So yeah, a good time will go by downstairs. Christine, can we go talk?
Sure. And she'll sort of get up, like her normal way, just nonchalantly sort of move along with you. She's always happy to follow,
Mm-hmm.
even if she doesn't show it.
Getting out of earshot, obviously going into a room.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the best with words.
Oh, deja vu.
Yeah, it seems a few of us might have that problem. Perhaps we sit.
You want me to sip?
I want. I'm gonna sit.
Yeah. She'll move forward.
For a while, I've made it very clear I want to introduce a lot of you to my tribe, right?
Yes, I remember you talking about this.
There are very few amongst the group that I want to introduce to them more than you.
I see. In a way, is this, I don't know, repayment?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. Because I remember you.
There's
particularly-
obviously what I had in mind.
Mhm.
Please try to understand how I'm trying to word this. There's obviously what I have in mind. I want to clear everyone's name. And since the day I returned, I've not felt any malice towards any of you. Perhaps I should have said more, perhaps I should have said less. I think I've grown closer with you. There's more than just my tribe I'd like you to meet. There's another tribe that, while I don't know the details any more than stories, they have something known as a ritual of binding, and one day I would like you to do that with me. It can be a very special thing. Do you trust me? Perhaps I can do what I'm trying to explain better with actions than words.
I think when you say, "Do you trust me?" Like, and there's a sort of imagine a moment of you where it's like, "Oh, maybe I can do something like this or that," like you probably get interrupted as she just leans in, like for a kiss, like to cut you off just entirely.
Oh, there's no hesitation.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like,
Arkva's body language is... It seems like you just took away so much bloody tension. As he somewhat hesitantly will go to sort of put an arm around you, as if to sort of like be like, do you want to sit? As in, like, just... Yeah.
Yeah, I think it probably will I imagine, like, for her, like, this is like slower than probably what might be expected or whatever. But I imagine that there's a point where a little bit of drive takes over. Like, it's not much. It's not a lot. But it's, I guess, sort of what you would describe more tapped into, I guess, a bit more of what she is.
If he can get another word out at some point.
Yeah.
I think you just described what I was trying to say. Should I just shut up and let's enjoy the moment?
A little bit.
You will hear a sort of tiny whisper of the words, I love you.
I now need to think of my words very carefully. But I think that might be the best point to stop.
And we cut away. Fade to black.
Fade to black.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I might need to have a chat.
Everyone's cool.
He will never forget that you didn't say it back.
No, I know. Like, that's what I need to have a chat about.
Alright. That's where we're gonna end it.
There were so many other words I could have chosen.
I know.
Don't worry, me and Darren were telling you what he could have been saying the entire time.
Damn, bitch!
There's so many fucking puns. It's horrible.
Can you tell me something afterwards?
Yeah, we will. That's so good. Thanks for joining.
Are we finishing up?
Is there anything else you want to do?
Unless you want to add something else.
Oh man. No, I just thought, like, I was just wondering if we wanted to go a little longer.
I don't have anything to add at the moment, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Not right now.
No, yeah,
I continue this next time.
We'll save it for next time.
That's someone.
Okay.
Shatter the building.
I'm sorry, Tess, I just...
No, no, I'm not worried about that. It's just something that I wanted to do at the end.
Okay.
Doesn't involve any of us?
Yeah, it's sort of, but it's like a next day thing. It's all good.
We can have that. We can have that scene. We can have that scene fade and go to the next day because, like, I plan on it being more of a thing I need to talk about anyway.
It could also just start off next session. Like,
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Like, I see one of you highlighted something.
There's a highlight?
Oh, Darian was confused about what I was saying, so I needed to let him know. Anyway. Our players, any cool things you guys are doing stream-wise? I think Mim's still recovering on the way out, but she's still playing games on, like, Left 4 Dead 2 and Sunhaven, I think?
Correct. Left 4 Dead 2 is being changed. We're now doing that Mondays and possibly Thursdays, depending. Sunhaven will be returning at some point. And I think occasionally we do things with Dimmy on the Friday.
Yeah. I believe on Fridays we are now playing Forewarned and Phasmophobia.
Fair enough. Anything on your other stuff other than Dead by Daylight to me and stuff for you, Sam?
Not really.
I mean, I am back.
He's back. That's good.
I'm just forgetting to stream.
Fair enough. Stream is forgetful sometimes. Meanwhile, on Monday, my end, you can catch all the stuff there. Day later VODs, Discord, fun stuff. Tuesdays is Heartbound. Wednesdays is Digimon Redigitize Decode. I had to skip these weeks because big assignment week, but I got them all done, so that's good. Thursdays is Untitled Bringus Minecraft series, where we play Minecraft and Pokemon at the same time. It's fun, and we're trying to farm things. So far, we're doing alright. Friday is Yakuza 4 Remastered. we just finished up Akiyama's stuff, and I think we're going to head into Saijama's stuff next week, so that's going to be fun. And then next week is going to be chapter 30 of Guardians Rebirth, a homebrew D&D campaign based on isekai things. They just got a house, and yeah, they had a party, got a house, and that's where we ended. So who knows what they're going to do next? Sort of in the situation like right now. And you can join us for more of this in 2 weeks' time for session 76. I will say they're probably, because last year we ran through Christmas and New Year because babies, and we wanted to have a good thing. We might be taking a break during the end of December, start of...
Maybe Christmas.
Yeah, maybe like Christmas week, and then coinciding with New Year's Day week, and then we'll be back start of Jan, second week of Jan sort of thing. But we'll discuss that with the group first, but for the most part, yeah. Until then, see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.